right? Like from that website to go through it. But when I walk into Walmart and see it, to me, it validates. And then I'm like, shit, I've seen this 48,000 times. I bought it, dude. I mean, it smells all right, but it's like, is it really better than any other soap? You know, I think that's like the big thing with most marketing, but that's what's different with y'all and this type of platform than anything else. Like this is an opinion based platform where you're trying to give like a straight shot on the news and this and that. And that's why I think it could expand. And, you know, you could go into different counties or have someone from that county bring it on, whatever. Or if there's a story that happens that people are like, yo, the Observer shitting on me in this. Okay, come on, like tell your side. And people actually get to hear it from that side.
And really, like we were talking about earlier, like if you don't even agree with what they're saying, but you still feel like you're forced to have to advertise with them because that's all that's available. I'm looking at like this is like, think about back in the day, like local TV stations. Like we'll be a local TV station.
Yeah, like how like back in the day with like the old school like PBS and shit that would have like DSC shit on their stuff and all that. Yeah,
and you like go to the station, you say, hey, I want to make an ad. Okay, we'll get you shot. We got a cameraman, this, that, do it, and run it on the channel. I mean, it's the same thing in the new internet.
Absolutely. And then if you have numbers that show that like, look, there's an engagement on this or there's an ROI, you know, you guys are getting something from this, then why not? It's either that, like you said, bro, you're literally spending $250, $500 to get one, you're running it one time. You could share that thing over and over. And not only that, but people could hear your perspective and see the way you think about things, or you could have it as like a town hall or a Q&A, you know, where then they advertise it, you advertise it, and people are asking questions in the comments so that they can get that person's perspective. It's not just, you know, well, here's just a snippet of this person, you know, for $250, but they've been getting away with that shit forever.
Yeah, and on top of that, like, sure, like that printed thing is there forever, but those things are in the garbage. And it's like this thing lives on the website forever.
No doubt about it.
And a lot of times, like we notice that, like as soon as someone comes across us, and they'll go back and like watch all of our old shit, and then like this, like that. So
and you'll see it come up. You're like, oh shit! You're like, we did that podcast, you know, 2 weeks ago, and someone's liking it now.
I don't think the people understand it yet, though.
The podcast space?
Well, no, just the advertising space.
Yeah, the media aspect
you said
of it.
Because I've done that too. Like when my little brother, we owned a pressure washing business in St. Pete.
Yeah,
and we were doing it online, which by the way, we got way more sales off of. And we were in like a bigger magazine, and we were in like the little coupon book thing. And I think I got like maybe in 8 months, maybe 3-4 calls off of that.
Yep.
But I just felt like we have to be somewhere. You know what I mean?
For sure. You want a little visibility.
Yeah, you like have to keep it. Like once you get a business running, like advertising is an expense.
No doubt about it.
In that business constantly. That's a fact of the matter.
1,000%.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I mean, that's why people buy the products that they buy.
Yeah,
you know, it's all based on advertising. Like when I was on the way here and I got an ad on YouTube for those Dots pretzels. It's like, who the fuck is Dots pretzel? Look at Prime. Like, what the fuck is Prime? It's just a drink with like less sugar, this and that, but it's all who's promoting. There was a brand a while back, and you guys, I'm sure, remember those little bracelets that were supposed to like balance you and shit. There was one called the main brand was called Power Balance.
It was like the copper bracelets or something.
Yeah, like they were like they would come in like a silicone.
Golf and stuff.
People were selling them bitches in like the middle of the mall and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, you remember those? Like, you know, they were goofy, but there was a company, Power Balance, who I guess had, you know, I don't know the exact numbers or the exact story, but essentially it was like $25,000 worth of sales year one. And they went to some business consultant who was like, look, nobody knows what the fuck this product is. And they convinced this dude to get like a $500,000 loan. And he's like, look, you're going to take all of that money and you are going to give it to nothing but athletes. That's it. So he started paying. He paid Matt Stafford. They paid, I think, Matt Kemp from the Dodgers. I don't know if he played for the Dodgers at that time, but they paid these athletes, and their sales within a 6-month period from running those ads went from $25,000 in a year to like $7 million in 6 months. And it's all based on, here's Matt Stafford. He's wearing this. This helps him, you know, fucking launch the ball 90 yards. So then all these kids want it. You know, these little jits want it. This and that. You know, people think, oh, and then old people are like, oh, that'll help me, you know, not fall. You know, all kinds of shit. But it's all advertisement, anyways. You know, but that's a physical product. You know, I guess this is still, I mean, has a lot of opportunity to generate revenue and profit.
There's definitely a value opportunity, and it's emerging more and more, like the more we keep plugging away.
Are you guys on Spotify too?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are? Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, definitely, because there's so many like free abilities. Because I know I saw like the, what is it, Any Given You? You have that as your podcast?
Yeah.
So like that, you know, getting all that on there. Because I mean, I listen to Spotify all the time.
Shout out Any Given You.
Shout out Any Given You, you know. But that's where I listen to most of my media. Because also, like, on Facebook, it's like, if I'm listening to it, but I close it, then it closes the shit out. Yeah. And that's a pain in the ass.
That's what I was told them. That's why we have to put up everything on YouTube as well.
Yes.
So we save these and put them up on YouTube. And, like, pretty soon, because the thing is, I feel like YouTube is, like Facebook is kind of like waves. But then YouTube is kind of like raising the tides. because once you're YouTube, like once say we get like 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, we're out of here.
Oh, no
you know
doubt.
what I mean, like all our videos are gonna get thousands of views and stuff like that, and it's dope because we are the platform, but we love doing this. But
Yes.
it's like we want to bring people onto our platform and tell people about your business.
Yes.
And it's so like what the view of it was is like Joe Rogan, but the world is Flagler County.
Okay.
So like even we're gonna have scientists, we're gonna have doctors,
Absolutely.
we're gonna have teachers come on. You know, there's gonna be stuff coming out like let's say like a meteor or something. Let's get a astrologist.
Yes.
There's somebody who knows some. You
No
know?
doubt,
There's
dude.
a lot of celebrities from Flagler County.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And just because someone doesn't have, you know, the platform that they would have on like Joe Rogan, well, it's like you guys are building that platform
Right.
and someone's trying to build theirs too. So
And-
there's definitely
yeah.
some damn astrophysicists at Embry Riddle or something
Right.
like that, you know, that would come on and
Yeah.
talk about what they know. You know, they love that.
And I feel like it's crazy because the actual, if I could say, the actual capture rate of something local compared to a Joe Rogan, like, okay, so someone's selling a book. Definitely you're going to get millions. So Joe Rogan's kind of like a cheat code, but
Of
just
course.
any other average. But what I'm saying is, if you're a local person and you come on here and you're selling a book, there's a good chance a lot of people are
Locally are going to engage
Right.
with it.
In regard, like you want to keep these people anyways. Even
Of
if they
course.
don't buy this one, they might buy the next one.
Absolutely. That's
So-
your home base right there. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Those people are probably going to go up to the local store and buy it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If there is bookstores really anymore, but you know, that's,
So we're back on. I don't know if you want to share it again. or
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
but,
Let me make sure I did.
You guys, I want to introduce this guy right now. He is a great friend of mine. We're just talking. We've been friends for like 16, 17 years. I don't know.
a long time.
Little Fields introduced me to like a couple of dudes back in the day. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
feel like you were one of them.
Hell yeah.
That's my boy. Are you and him still cool?
Yo, absolutely. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw him the other day. I actually gave him a treadmill. So yeah, he was looking for a treadmill. And I was like,
Yeah, I gave him a treadmill.
I gave him a treadmill. He was looking for a treadmill. I was looking to get rid of one. So you know what I
Nice,
mean. We
nice,
came together.
nice.
But I had just jumped
Coast
on Facebook.
Boys unite.
We did right there. Yeah, and it's funny. I had jumped on Facebook and I saw that he had posted like, yeah, was anybody selling a treadmill? And I was like, what are the fucking odds? Like, I've been trying to get rid of this treadmill for fucking like a year. You know?
Wow.
Because my homeboy, his in-laws were moving and they were like, hey, like, you know, will you just take this? Da da da. We don't. Maybe you can give it away. So I was like, cool. It's like one of those things. Like a treadmill is like one of those things that you're like, all right, I'm definitely gonna fucking use this. You know, like not like I can't just run outside. So I'm like, I'm definitely gonna use this thing. And then I never used it. And then it just sat up. And then if I had a party or this or that, you know,
Right.
like, this thing's just an inconvenience. But yeah, he came over and got it, and he's so dope. He's like, "Oh, how much you want for it?" I was like, "Bro, I just want a fucking hat. Like, give me a Flagler precision painting hat, bro. Like,
Dope.
I want a hat, bro. Like, I want to advertise you,
Yeah,
bro. Like,
that's
fuck it.
dope.
We'll
That's
just make
dope.
it even trade. Take the treadmill, you know.
Nice, man.
If anything, it's your loss, my game. So, thanks for the hat, bro.
Did he give you the hat?
Yeah, he gave me the hat. It was super lit. So it worked out.
Yeah,
It worked
he-
out, man.
You know, Eric's always been good at painting and stuff like that and drawing and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
absolutely. Yeah, he's always been good with that shit. Yeah, I try to stay cool with everybody. I saw Jimmy not that long ago at the park at the Holland Park. Or what do they call it now? Is it still
I
called
call it
Holland
Flagler Park. I
Flagler
think it's
Park.
Holland.
Yeah, back
Yeah.
in the day when people really used to ball and go crazy out there.
Right.
Florida Park then.
Florida
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah.
It was Florida.
Florida
That's
Park,
exactly
yeah.
what the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Florida Park. Yeah, Florida Park. But I saw him out there the other day too. So I try to stay cool with everybody, man.
So, but the thing about it is, we used to live right down the street from each other.
Yes.
B section.
Yep. Shout out B section.
B section.
Shout out Burroughs. Shout out, you know,
Burroughs.
Bunker View, Bunker Hill, all that
Bro,
shit.
My first house when I moved out was on Bunker Hill.
Bunker Hill,
Yeah.
bro. Bunker Hill had it going on.
Duplexity.
Duplex City,
Yeah.
dude. It had it going on.
Fucking bro, B section was lit back.
It
There was
was.
like us. We were kids back in the day.
Yes.
But there was like crackheads and pillheads on Duplex
Bunker,
City.
dude. Absolutely.
Bro, it was like crazy.
Do you
but-
remember? Did you remember the smoke spot that we had that was right across the street? It was like, so you would turn on Bunker, and I'm sure like Fields and those boys remember. I don't know how often you guys came back there, but we would skip school and we would go back there. But we had just cleared
the
this,
woods.
In the woods, we had just cleared this little path, and man, it was fucking nasty, bro. Like I would
We had
steal
another-
pots and pans from my mom, and there'd be like tadpoles in this GB, and we'd hit it, and you'd be like, don't let it hit your mouth. Then it would hit your mouth. You'd be like, oh, everyone would be like, oh, shit, you know? We'd be doing strikeouts and shit like, motherfuckers grab you, knock out, dude. It was crazy. You'd wake up, you'd have like a big old bug bite on your leg. It was different out there, bro.
I forgot about that game.
Yeah, it was different, bro.
I remember like having
different.
a smoke spot. So we're on Butterfield, like walking towards the bus stop. That
Yes.
stops right there, but then on the right, like there was a spot over there. I do remember that spot. And
Yeah.
It was almost behind Adam's house. Adam
think.
Z's house. Ruslan's
At
house.
that big old yoke fucking
Yeah,
Russian
yeah,
dude. Yeah,
yeah,
I was a little too young to like hang out with him, but I remember him.
You're like Ruslan's age though.
That was his brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 30, so I don't know how old
I
he
don't know
was,
how he
but
is.
either way, but it was right there, bro. It was right there. I remember one time this kid had rolled up and our bicycles were out front of it, and this kid was
Oh,
maybe
no.
like 12 or 13, and we're like 15, 16, just some jits, always up to no good. But he had dropped his bicycle and like next to ours, and he's like kind of looking back there, like opping or whatever. I forgot who was back there with me, but someone was like, "Hey, like come back here, or whatever." And this poor kid, he's like, "All right," so he comes back there and he's like, "What are you guys doing back here?" We're like, "We're fucking smoking bud." Like he wants to fucking, and he's like, "No," you fucking just say no. That boy got on his bike. I was like, "Well, we just blew up the smoke spot. We're fucked." Like,
No.
just cooked it, trying to get some jit high, but
What do you call the spot's been? What do you call it when something's been? Oh, compromised.
yeah, we compromised the spot, dude. The blog was hot after
Location's
that.
compromised.
It was-
Yeah, his fucking dad came
No
back
longer
there.
secure.
Yeah. And then his dad's like, "I'll take some." Fuck.
That's funny.
But like,
as
hell
hell.
yeah, you ever smoked a tadpole, brother?
Oh man.
Rip that.
But yeah, bro, I feel like back then everything was like Bird of Paradise.
Yeah, for sure.
It was just like I really didn't know much. Like
That was it.
It's like the gas station was the furthest.
It's like Grand Theft Auto when you haven't unlocked the map. It's like Bird of
Yeah.
Paradise in the gas. Like
Yeah.
that's all you could see. Like that's
Yeah.
all you knew.
Yeah.
And that's all you needed,
Bro.
All your homies were.
we
in
used to
that
play
spot.
football all the time.
football, basketball, all
there,
that.
there was no Matanzas or any of that either.
I think
remember
it came a little later.
Because remember
but
the highway just like stopped there, and that was like
There was no highway.
Yeah, there was
was
no
like the
parkway.
end of the
yeah.
world over there.
Absolutely, it was.
Yeah.
It's like they just hadn't developed that yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh man.
It was a different time for sure. I
this
loved
is,
it, man.
This is when we started growing up a little bit more, but when they did build that highway, because like, let's say if you smoked weed and you got off at the Palm Coast exit, it was a hike to get back to Bird of Paradise.
Yeah.
So it's like, ugh,
Yeah, should I? It's like it's risky as shit.
super risky, especially like anybody after 11 o'clock. You're
like, sorry,
you're
bro.
definitely a kid.
Yeah.
If you're driving after 11 p.m., the cops are like, it's just kids out.
Yeah, that's it.
So you're off rip gonna get pulled over.
I don't think you realize like how much of like a jit you look like. Like when I go in now to like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you go in and like when I buy alcohol now, like I'm just like when they ID me, I'm like okay, but 90% of the time they don't, and I'm like I remember like being like, all right, we're gonna go in. Here's what we're gonna do. Like we're gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. Like just keep it cool. I know this dude, whatever. And you go in there, but it's like you look like such a jit, but you thought you were like so grown. You really believed like I'll go in there and buy some blunts. They won't care. And it's like you look like a baby.
Yeah, no
you know?
facial hair, nothing like that.
Nothing. It's wild, but I'm like, damn, it's like crazy how much you grow, even like physically. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
wild. Shit's crazy. But yeah, it was a good time out there.
It was, but man, when they built that new exit off the highway, game changer. Like, and it's funny because I almost want to do like an op-ed just on like the amount of money that people started making in the B section, just because like straight from Jacksonville or Daytona. Forget anything, just boom,
Right
Bird of
there.
Paradise.
Yep.
Boom, Bird of
Yeah,
Paradise. You know what I mean?
they
Like,
increased like our ability to serve tenfold. Like we got a new business opportunity.
I'm
because
dead
of that.
ass serious, like bro, because like people were just it's just crazy. I'm like, why did they do this?
And Bird of Paradise, what a goon name for a street. Like Bird of Paradise, you know what I mean? I think it was a
crazy.
flower or some shit.
Yeah, it's a flower.
Yeah, it's a flower. Yeah, I've never seen it. Maybe I should look up what it looks like. But
dope.
I mean, it literally looks like a silhouette of a bird. It's like the
interesting.
flower that-
Oh, that's
yeah.
dope.
It's funny because whenever
That's super dope.
like I heard of the flower, but whenever I hear of Bird of Paradise, I see like a sunset with like a bird
Yeah,
flying over
absolutely.
the
A
water.
bird in
That- they
paradise.
just- yeah, exactly. That needs to be the next sign you guys get up in here. The Bird of Paradise sign,
Wow, that'd be
Completely
fire.
legally though, Don't worry.
And I'm gonna talk about it right now. I'm actually writing a book / movie called Bird of Paradise,
Okay.
and it's kind of like off ed of my life a little bit.
That's dope.
You know what I mean?
Who's gonna play me? Dave Franco? Everyone says I look like Dave Franco when I was younger. So hey, you know, we got to get some high listers in there.
You know, when I look at you on like on this, you look very like Hispanic.
Okay, all right. See,
You're very
Not in person, though.
no, not in person.
the camera's doing me right. I'm looking tan as shit, boy. I'm looking super tan.
Who would play you?
I don't know. Well, I worked at Steak and Shake when I was young, when I was like 19, 20. And so I had the real skinny neck and, my face was real skinny. And so my nose was even more protrude than it already is. But there would be people that would come in there late as fuck. And I know they were bullshitting, but they'd come in there like 3:30. I'd work the overnight shift. People would come from Razzles, 509 and shit. And they'd sit down and like, they'd just be looking at me and they're like, you know who you look like? And I knew what they were going to say. And they're like, Dave Franco. And I used to fuck with them. I'd be like, I am Dave Franco. Like I'm here doing a role for like a waiter role where I fucking fuck with your food.
I'm into that. Yeah.
And they're
funny.
like, oh shit, But then I'd be like, obviously I'm kidding.
Dave Franco.
So yeah, I would say Dave Franco would play me.
You probably wouldn't get
I
my
hope.
tips if they're like, oh, you need my money.
Yeah, you don't need mine. I'd be like, no, I need your money. It's part of the script where you tip me $100. I need all your fucking money. So you want to be in a movie? What's
That's
up, baby?
funny.
What's good with you?
But yeah, the movie's gonna be dope, bro. It's just gonna be like, okay, this is what it's gonna be. So it's gonna be like there's gonna be a series of movies.
Okay.
So the first one's gonna be him in high school, and like he's trying to go to school, play football, but he's also like selling weed. So there's like it's like he could get arrested,
Yeah.
or it's like, bro,
Or he might make it.
like I need to make it to August to go to
Yes.
get on the plane, But it's a wild
Go play for
summer.
that black and gold.
You know what I mean? But it's a wild summer before then.
Okay.
Shit gets crazy.
That would be lit. It would be cool if like either you started the movie or ended the movie, because I know you guys have probably seen those memes and pictures where it's like, because we had one of those right off Butterfield, those big green, things that we would sit on.
Yeah.
And people are like, when you sat on this, you didn't realize it was the last time you were sitting on it.
That's deep.
That would be a dope way like to start the movie or like end it. You know what I mean? Where you're just sitting there with the boys and then they all,
I think I'll start it like that because we'll be real
know?
young. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's deep.
and it's like you guys are sitting there and then that's kind of like
Waiting on the bus.
Exactly. And it's because everyone can relate to like being there with
And
the
that's
boys.
the group of friends.
You know?
what I mean?
And also with-
we used to wait other green little things.
Exactly.
Up.
Exactly. But just like this day and age too, like, we had phones and shit. Like, I mean, but people think that we had like smartphone. We didn't. I didn't.
No.
I had a
No, we
little
didn't.
flip QWERTY keyboard phone. It was a piece of shit. Couldn't take no pictures or nothing. You would just text people at cost to text that you couldn't call before 7 or some shit. So it's crazy the access that we have now, like how excited you'd be to go home and get on the computer, but then just how excited you'd be to just like chill with the boys. You know what I mean? Just to be outside with the boys.
Definitely.
It was just different. Or the girls, don't want to don't want to judge, We had girls around, so.
Real quick, everybody, I appreciate everybody who's watching this. If you could please share the podcast. And I want to let you guys know that this is sponsored by Piccolo Place. You guys, please go follow our sponsor. I really appreciate them supporting us. Everybody share this podcast. We got our boy Ben Brown in the house. Ben, so we talked about your youth a little bit, but where were you born?
I was born in Daytona, Florida,
Dope.
born and raised. Yeah, I was
Dope.
born in Halifax Hospital.
Dope.
Yeah, in the old wing.
In the old wing.
In the old wing. OG, boy, old wing.
In the old wing.
Yeah, shout out all my old wingers. What's up, dog?
I'm from the old parts.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be coming to me no new wing shit. I can tell the difference.
I smell it on you.
Exactly. It's distinct. Our umbilical cord got cut different.
Wow.
I'm like, show me that belly button, And then I'm like, pause.
So you come back to Palm Coast or like?
Yeah,
Valley?
yeah. So my mom and dad are both from up north. My mom is from Pennsylvania. My dad's from Ohio, but they lived in the Mondex in like the early '80s, and had my sister in 1990, had me in 1992,
Nice.
and in Halifax. So I grew up in the P section, 14 Porcupine Drive, and then I've pretty much been everywhere in Palm Coast. I lived on 9th Street North in Flagler. Actually, my mom had it for like a year lease, and then my dad had it, but I was real young. I lived on 6A Wheel Place, so I lived in a duplex. I lived in a trailer over by where like that Panera Bread is and stuff. I lived over there for a little while as well. So I've lived a lot of different places. And,
That was a rough little road. I remember that road.
it is a rough little road.
Is that even there anymore?
I don't know, man.
I love those
was
little
like-
roads. There's
there
some
was
roads
like
that were
4,
scary.
5, 6, like
there was a
little-
dog back there.
What, like the Sandlot kind of dog?
Yeah,
Like, just like
yeah.
Hercules?
There's
I
a
remember,
dog
like-
you don't fuck with back there.
Yeah, I knew a kid that used to live on that road too.
Yeah. And you're like, we don't go
There's
back
a dog
there.
over there, and there's a dog in the hammock that you don't fuck with on one of them back roads.
Damn.
But
That sounds scary. And there's a dog back there. That dog got some
bro,
fucking
you
flesh.
don't go
dog.
back there because
But-
he's just loose and he'll just like you
He'll just
know?
eat your fucking.
Yeah.
That's like they say like Puerto Rico's that way. There's like dogs. I've never been to Puerto Rico, but they say there's like dogs everywhere on the street, like pit bulls. And shit. Have you guys ever been to Puerto Rico?
I'm gonna ask my homegirl.
I haven't.
You have?
I haven't, no.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Okay. My roommate's Puerto Rican, man. He kind of confirmed it, so I'll just take it from him. But yeah. So, but yeah. So grew up in Palm Coast my whole life, man.
How do you feel about the growth of Palm Coast in those past 30 years?
I mean, it's like a love-hate relationship, I would say. I miss like the old times and stuff like that, but I think I enjoy the growth of Palm Coast, that people want to move here and live here. I think it's like almost like the filling of the Oreo. You got St. Augustine, 30 minutes north, you got Daytona, 30 minutes south. So you're kind of in this sweet spot of, and you're right next to the coast. Granted, I don't, if people are like an advocate for coquina sand, then sorry, but I like the sand better in like Ormond and that. But we got a beach, damn it, and I grew up on that beach, and so we have a lot. But then it's like you could go out into the farmland and shit and be out where they're growing potatoes and throwing sod. So it's like I think the cultural setting of Palm Coast is nice, but I like to see that it's growing. I just think that there's a lot more that they could do with the city that would benefit it. Like I think that whoever, and I know there's some young people like Nick Klufus or whatever on the
Shout out Nick.
Yeah, if I'm saying his name right, on on the council and whatnot. But I think that there's still like a senior mentality towards the city, whether it's the way that they want things upkept or the things that they allow in terms of businesses that come. I think there could be a lot more for people that are younger, and I think that they should identify that and say, look, we can grow, we can be Port Orange, we could be Daytona, because they're already building they're building more housing units, income-based housing units. That's good for people. But there should be more than just like Miller's Ale House coming or Longhorn Steakhouse or like a BJ's. Like I was saying the one time on your podcast when I was messaging in, like they should have like a damn, I saw today, Daytona, they're trying to approve like a beer garden and like, but like there should be some shit like that in Palm Coast, man. Like I shouldn't have to go all the way to damn Daytona to go to a bar or something like that, So that's how I feel about it.
I think they're planning that. And like, have you heard about like West Palm Coast?
No,
like,
but that sounds dope.
On the other side of US 1, like they're behind the trees.
Oh, I think I've seen
actually
it.
cleared. When I have my drone, and I'm gonna get another drone and do it, bro. They've got a lot of shit going on back there.
Is it like
Crazy.
it's like you're on US 1 and you're like heading towards St. Augustine?
No,
like that on the left?
No. Say like you're at Matanzas Woods. You know that roundabout in that gas station?
Yes, yeah, that's right there. There's like a little
But
Domino's in there or
that
some
way.
shit.
So not heading
Oh,
towards
so you
the-
keep going straight.
straight
Well,
on
it's gonna be all the way from
US
like
1's going to be the center. So this is the east side of US 1.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a whole west side.
But
Interesting.
From north to south. I'm
gonna show you on a map.
Like it's gonna be pretty much from I think like Matanzas was back down to like Palm Coast Parkway.
Okay.
Look,
Then
bro.
across that way west.
And I mean, they're just planning on building like a whole bunch of shit out
Yeah,
there.
well,
Look how
Good
like
for them.
Look how this is all city.
But it's
and
still
there's nothing over
zoned.
here.
Yeah, but it's still Flagler County, right?
Yeah,
So it's still got to get approved by those fucks.
Bro, they already approved a lot
But
of
it's gonna be
shit.
Palm Coast though.
Yeah, that's a great point. So I didn't think about that. So I guess if it's Flagler County, it'll probably be Palm Coast that way. But maybe it'll be considered Bunnell. I mean, I'm
It'll
not
be better
sure.
because like there's so many restrictions.
Yo, shout out Bunnell.
Bro,
Buy
they're-
up some
they're
land,
clearing-
dude.
They're
Help us
clearing
out.
out a lot of shit over here.
Shit, man.
That's Matanzas right there. They're clearing out a
Yeah,
lot
but
of stuff.
that when we had
I didn't even know that.
Alan Lowe was saying there was like going to be space for like another 100,000 people or so. He said even more.
Wow.
There's like more space than is here now.
Holy
It's
yeah,
going to be there.
That's
Shit,
what I'm
dude.
saying.
Yeah, so it's going to be like twice the size.
But it's almost going to be like two Palm Coast then. Like you're going to have like a whole nother
Bro,
Palm Coast out there.
I had a vision one time.
That's wild.
Check this vision out. So town center, they're gonna build up like a downtown,
They should.
and it's gonna be like condos and stuff like that. 'cause
That'd be
you'll
lit.
be able to see the beach from there and shit like that.
Be fucking lit.
Yeah, and then check this out. All of us poor people who live in sections will be able to see downtown from their section. You know what I mean? And you're just gonna be on like the outskirts, and like
Damn.
rich people are gonna stay downtown or hop on the highway.
That's wild.
Poor people are gonna kind of like look out at the. We're not gonna be able to see the sun anymore. The condos.
it's gonna be all dark and like smog and shit, you know?
Yeah.
We're gonna be like, we remember what it used to be like when we
Yeah.
could see the sun.
Yeah, exactly. When the kids used to play in the road, they're just gonna they're just gonna let shit go down.
It's gonna be like the Hunger Games, like divisions. Like we can't even get to the fucking beach
Yeah.
anymore. Like we gotta show a card or something.
Yeah.
only one
You know?
section a month can go to the beach.
And you gotta fight for it. The B section would probably go pretty often. No, the R section or P section would probably go pretty often. Those boys are crazy out there.
RMP F is kind of crazy.
Shout out W section 2. Shout out all those sections. I lived in the P side. I lived on Plainview for a while, and it's wild out there. I'll tell you what.
So without
Plainview, yeah.
Yeah, Plainview's a little different.
That's the P section, like right before like the elementary school.
yeah,
right?
it's like right, like yeah.
We were talking about that the other day.
Like, yeah.
I used to like live.
We
you
were
make that
talking about that the other
You
day.
make that left right before the middle school, and then that first right.
That's it.
That
dude.
circle street right
That's
there.
it, brother.
Yeah, that street was
It's a little wild down
Yeah.
there, bro.
It's lit.
Yeah.
My door got kicked in like twice there, man. But it was
That's
because
not funny. I'm
No,
not-
no. It is wild. But the dude who lived next to me, I mean, he was serving and stuff, but he was on like the Flagler County Most Wanted, like all kinds of times, whatever, selling all kinds of controlled substances. Good guy, you know. If you talk to him, I never had a problem with him. But people would come and kick the door because they would think it was my side, and then my laptop got stolen, and you know, my fucking TV, and I had like a tube TV, like a shitty one I got from Goodwill. They took that bitch. I'm like, damn, dog, like y'all were really hurting. You needed it. Like, where are you even gonna hook this thing up?
when I lived on that street.
What'd you move it in?
Yeah, exactly, bro. Some strong motherfuckers.
When I lived on that street, like all of a sudden one day, like somebody came and like bashed my door open with a big ass tire.
Damn,
like
see, you
slammed
know.
the big tire into my thing, and then I had a big pit bull at the time. He ran out after them, and the kid barely got away. He like dove into his expedition.
Damn.
But
it was over there on Plainview though.
Yeah.
Lived on Plainview.
Yeah.
Oh shit, damn, that's
Is it
crazy.
Plainview, like the
Plainview,
that first right?
Yeah, it is. It's plain, and then it goes. The road I was on was Pleasant, so it's like Plainview, Pleasant. I lived on Pleasant Lane, but it's definitely Plainview. Is that road? I think the first road is Plainview.
The first road that goes all the way like twice to Belterre twice.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
No, I think that's like God. No, what is that? road?
Parkview.
Yeah.
Parkview is the one that goes all the way around.
Parkview, and then you make a right on Plainview,
and then there's like Pleasant,
and then Plainview goes all the way around. So
and there's Pleasant on there. I think.
Pleasant.
Yeah, there's Pleasant Lane. I live 32B Pleasant
Plateau Lane.
Plateau. Yep.
We're just shouting out people's streets.
Let me look at it
Yeah.
real quick.
It does.
Okay,
It does
'cause I don't
loop
remember what street
around.
it was.
It does loop around, but it was a tough area, man. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not making it like I grew up in the hardest situation that anybody can ever grow up in.
The P section.
But in comparison to other areas of Palm Coast, like if
People
you
were
live in the
wild.
C section, you live in good.
Yeah.
You know, you by the water,
E
life is
section, you're
good.
straight.
You're playing golf and shit.
Yeah.
You know, you in the P section, like dudes are serving, dude. It's different out there, man. Like
Yeah.
I used to be outside my house, like on the phone, burning or whatever, chilling, and dudes would just be driving by real slow, and I'd be like, and they'd like look at me, I'd look at them, and they just keep on going. I'm like,
Before
all right.
cell phones came out,
Might have been it.
Palm Coast used to be a little different before cell phones and like
You know what I was thinking before I came on this podcast? 'Cause I was like, I don't know what we're gonna, I didn't know we were gonna talk about whatever, and just obviously I like that it's organic, but I was like, and you guys maybe have talked about this on your, is that the road? Was that the road, or is Parkview?
I can't.
There was like Pepperdine too. I think that like went all the way
see, that was a
around,
little
but
further.
This is too much.
That's too much information.
yeah, too much going on.
I don't know. I just know is that the one closest to the middle school, then the first right.
That's what we're.
Yeah, that's
You make a left, then you make the
100%.
first right.
Yep,
It
that's
goes
Plainview.
around.
It's
It-
Plainview.
1,000% is
And
Plainview.
then I remember, I think it was the first left once you got into that circle, and then that was
Pleasant.
some.
Yeah, there's probably some
It might have
cops
been
listening that are
Pleasant. It
like,
might have
yep,
been
but we know that street too
It
well.
may have been pleasant.
But no, what I was thinking about before I came on, I was like, it's so different, and maybe just because I'm old, like 30, almost 31. Not old like that. I feel young, but like, dude, like, are these jits having like house parties anymore? Like we used to
Oh
dead ass have
my
house parties,
God.
bro. Like even though we didn't,
Oh my
we
God.
didn't have cell phones and shit, like
Oh my God.
it was like there's one in the R, there's one in the F, there's one in the C,
God.
there's one in the W, and like
Oh
you would go,
my
go,
God.
you know what I mean? And it was so different,
Oh
bro.
my God,
And
bro.
we'd really be wilding out.
Like legendary. I'm talking about like someone's like, "Yo, I heard there's a party on Pleasant." You know
Yes.
what I mean? And
Don't
we're
go
like,
there.
We'll be like, all right, let's go like drive by or whatever. And this is really the test. Like, I almost need people to understand why I'm not even like phased by a lot of the shit that goes on. It's like when you turn if you turn on to like say the first Plainview right there, just cars.
Yeah.
Just
And you're like,
cars.
oh, it's about to be
Just
lit.
cars.
It's thick.
Yeah.
This is the one. We hit it. We hit it. This is the one. It's thick. Then you walk in, a bunch of dudes. We're leaving. Let's head to the F, bro.
Bro, but and if it was turnt, it's just like, whose house is this? We don't know.
Exactly. You didn't know.
Bro.
But I'm grateful for whoever's house it was.
Bro,
And thank you to
people
all
be
those people's
wildin',
houses
but
that
it
it was,
was
dude.
crazy, but
It
like,
was wilding, bro.
parties would get so turnt.
And then they would get busted and everybody be like, shh.
Oh my God. People legit.
And the
run.
cops would like be like
Run,
flashing lights and shit.
Yeah, you gotta like, after a while, you gotta get smart and like park on a different street or something like
Absolutely.
that. Like, find like a house that's
You were
like,
already outsmarting it. Like you knew you were
for
running
sale.
around. You
Yeah,
know?
for sale, for rent. You park there, you throw the sign.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Realtor. You know what I'm saying? That's your job, bro.
I didn't even think about realtors back then. That's crazy.
Ain't it?
He's like, why the fuck did this sign?
You pick that shit up, you're like, sold. This shit we just bought this house, bro.
Right.
We're good.
Shit was crazy.
But that is how it was. And then you'd walk to the party and you go in and you see if you knew anybody and shit. And you're like looking around. You know, motherfuckers used to have like kegs tapped and shit. And we're like 16 years old. Motherfuckers with kegs. I'm like, where the fuck, dude? Like,
Bro,
but you didn't think you didn't even
the
ask.
Mondex.
Oh my God, bro. Them boys went crazy. You'd come home smelling like fucking wood, though.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't do it, man. That shit was, but that's what I'm saying. Like, culturally, like, what's so dope about Palm Coast, like, why I love, like, the people that I know and the friend group and shit, that's so cool about it is it's like, I know people from like just regular Palm Coast, but then I know like them surfer boys from Flagler, right? Like them boys are out there, you know, with the long hair and, you know, and it's all dry and shit. And then you got, you know, people from Bunnell, like, but then you got like the hood of Bunnell, you know, you got all your homies from Bunnell, but then you got the motherfucking Mondex. You got all them country folks, bro.
Yeah.
Like there was this dude, a fucking, I won't say his name because I don't want to call nobody out like that, but my mom had kicked me out when I was 15. I wasn't doing right. I'm good now, thank goodness, and hopefully everybody is too. But you know how it was back in the day. But my mom,
I remember you came and stayed with me for a little bit, like like a day or two.
Yeah, I remember that actually. I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah, your mom was like super hospitable to me too. So shout out to that. Yeah, for sure. But I moved out to the Mondex. And my mom was like, "Now you're gonna go live with your dad." And you know, it's like a different way of life out there, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I got off the bus the one day, and this dude that I met on the bus, I had known him since Bunnell Elementary School. But he's like, "Oh man, come over to my house." You know what I'm saying? Like, let's chill, let's smoke. You know, you smoke? I'm like, "Yeah, I smoke." So we go over there, you know, we're chilling, we're ripping GBs and shit. And he just walks inside, like out of nowhere, you know, we're chilling. And he just walks inside and he comes out with a BB gun. And he's got the BB gun just off to his left. And he's like holding it, you know.
It's like an AR?
Like a cane. It just looked like a little Red Ryder BB gun,
Okay.
you know. But he's like, it's sitting, you know, the butt of it is in the soil and he's just holding it. He's just sitting there and he's looking up to the right like this. And like, I'm looking off to the right, like thinking, what the fuck is he looking at? Like, I had no idea, right? So I'm like, what the fuck is the man looking at over there, right? And he's just like, and he just picks that BB gun up and he cocks it.
Oh, no.
And he puts it up to his fucking eye and he goes,
His own eye?
his own eye. He goes, yeah, I would have been, if he put it up to my eye, I would have been fucking real afraid. But he puts the BB gun up and he goes, "Hey." I go, "Yeah." And of course you're high, so you don't even believe it. You know, you're already in like a trance.
Yeah.
And he goes, look up there, right under those leaves, like right by that tree. So I look and he goes, "You see that bee?" I'm like, "Yeah." And it's a bee, bro. It's like it's, you know, a decent sized bee and it's buzzing. And it's a good distance away. Okay. It's not much bigger than that BB. Okay. It's not much bigger than that BB. And he's like, "Watch this." And he just takes a deep breath, pew, pulls the trigger. It looked like the bee had tried to get away. Bee fell straight fucking down on my life. Boom, straight to the ground. He shot that fucking BB. Or shot the bee with a BB.
Wow.
In front of BB. Right?
That's a bar.
Right?
That's a bar.
That's like a triple entendre. Right in front of me. And I was like, the Mondex is different, bro. Like, the Mondex is way different, bro. Like,
Do you still know that guy?
Yeah, I saw him not that long ago when I was selling insurance.
bring
He
it
popped
up
up
to
on
him?
me. I did.
Or do you call him like Deadeye? You're like, nah, I know, bro.
I could say his name. Fuck it. His name's Ryan Terry. You guys might know him.
don't
Ryan
know.
Terry. Yeah, if he sees it, he's super dope though. But yeah, I mean, southern ass country boy type shit, you know. But he shot that shit, and I was
So
like,
you know he got a shot.
no doubt. Like, if I
got
really
it,
need a
so-
rider, like if someone, you know, if I'm gonna
got
do
it, so-
something, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and I need someone from deep, you know.
Yeah.
Like when they say that dude could, you know, hit like a whatever with a
Yeah.
whatever, that's that guy. Like he's
dope.
personified. But yeah, it's different though. You know what I mean?
Tell me, like, I feel like you have, I don't want to call it like the average story, but like, I feel like it's the story everybody can relate to where you might be trying this, trying that, trying this.
True.
And it may or may not work out.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I see, it seems like you're very happy.
I am very happy.
And, you know,
That's just what I'm saying. No, I'm just kidding. I am happy.
I've seen the growth. So I'd like to just know, like, give me a little bit of like the struggle and like what you've seen going on and maybe like the past however long it's been.
Yeah, like in my own personal life.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I
Like
mean,
how you got to where you're at
For
and
sure.
what you're doing.
yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of shit that I wish I would have done better. I didn't graduate high school. That's like my biggest regret. I played lacrosse. I played football for a semester, but my grades were always shit. I literally had like a 0.67 GPA. And the thing that's a shame, I love my parents. I would never blame shit on them. That's victim shit. That's just not me. They did the best they could, but I was off wilding, and they couldn't really control me. And then you're surrounded by people who also don't really give a shit. And I'm not saying like y'all, like just, people in school, like it was like almost like a badge of honor to have a 0.67 GPA and not give a fuck and not do this. But I really missed out on a lot of shit. So I got my GED when I was 18. As soon as I was able to get it, I got it. I did a little bit of schooling, and then I just kind of started jumping from job to job to job to job to job. And I kind of just found myself in like sales. So I worked at Sprint for a while. Then I worked at Verizon. Then, motherfucker, I worked at Rent-A-Wheel. I worked at Steak and Shake. I worked at Applebee's. I worked at Home Depot. If you're like, have you ever worked there? I probably worked there, dog. I worked at Sonny's washing dishes when I was 16. I used to be the one having the house party. People be in my house. I'd ride home from fucking Sonny's, and it'd be like 14 people in my house. And I'd be like, all right, cool, So, but yeah, so there's a lot of regrets there, but I just kind of, just kept fighting away. Tried to join the military. That my homeboy, shout out Christian Cow, he ended up joining and doing really well. But when I was 18, I was going to join the military. They wouldn't let me in. They're like, you got a GED, and I had the wrong approach. I had a negative attitude about it. And I was like, well, fuck this shit. A GED is supposed to be good enough, diploma type shit. They should let me in, blah, blah, blah. And really they were like, yeah, all you need is fucking 5 classes. And I didn't want to go get 5 classes. Then I caught a charge. Boom. Out here, stealing shit, dealing in stolen property, defrauding organization type bullshit, And so I was able to, get that reduced on a pretrial intervention, which, by the way, if you ever get offered pretrial intervention, fuck that. Do not take the public pretender. Get a fucking lawyer and fight that shit. Get that shit dropped, not null prost. But so that impacted my life. So I wasn't able to get into the military. Then I just kept going to school.
Did you become a felon from that?
No, I didn't. So it was a felony that I got charged with.
You had a non-adjudicated felony on your record.
Essentially, it's in there. The deposition or disposition is considered null pros, which I guess is a fancy Latin word for not prosecuted. It's basically like, hey, you completed this program, so now we won't prosecute you on these charges. But during that time, so what they say is like, okay, here's this. I had to pay back like almost $5,000, restitution, this and that, court fees, blah, 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 all this bullshit. And they're like, and I had to be on probation for a year. They're like, if you pay the money, you can be done within 9 months, and my family don't have money like that. So I don't know how my mom got the money. OnlyFans didn't exist. I don't know.
Don't say that.
I'm just kidding, Mom. I love you. No, I'm just trolling. My mom knows I'm a clown.
Right,
but yeah, no, she had to actually go work for that shit. No, she was, yeah, but nah, yeah. So my mom paid it off. And I got done with it in 9 months. And then so I was like, cool, like I'm good. I didn't think nothing of it. But the military doesn't view it that way. The military views it like you had to plea down or take this program to get it from a felony to a misdemeanor.
Yeah, I had something like that too. Like in 2014, I got in trouble. And part of my deal was like, oh, well, we're going to withhold adjudication. But with my licensing, it doesn't matter. It still affect my state license because in the statute for the license and suspension, it talks about like no contest, adjudication.
Not guilty.
It's like even though you're not guilty,
you're still guilty, dog.
Still guilty over here. Yeah.
It's bullshit the way that they run it like that, But again, I get it. I'm the one who committed it, so I take accountability. At that time, I didn't want to, but I did a lot of different shit, and then I kind of just got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm not going to be able to join the military, and I tried up until the time I was maybe 26, 27, but by that time, I had gone through a lot of shit. I had made a lot of money. I had lost a lot of money. I had filed bankruptcy. Now that was on there. I had kids, so it's like things happen, but ultimately, I found my way, and I think that it's kind of just like what most of us do in life. But we could talk about like the school side and the system, how they don't really teach you, this or that. But I think a lot of it comes down to your parents or your upbringing to say like, look, yeah, you might not get that education, but that's just a game. You got to play that game. You got to get, because had I just stuck through it, got my diploma, I'm in the military. My life's completely different.
That's like kind of like class thing though. Like, so let's say, because like, same thing with like my parents. It's like they're not bad by any sense.
Absolutely.
But they don't know what to do either.
Exactly.
They ain't come from like a family.
Especially pre-YouTube.
Yes.
Internet, Google
even that, like, your parents don't know nothing about investing.
Exactly. They're doing the best they can.
It's just a different lifestyle when you grow up in that lower echelon.
I agree.
Like, things that are obvious now is like it wasn't obvious to them, and they didn't have the information, like John said, and their parents didn't have it.
Exactly.
Like that.
Exactly, and it was a different mentality too. Like my dad, my mom has a great work ethic too, but like I admire my dad so much because it's like this man wakes up every still to this day. He's 65, almost 66 years old. He's been doing the same job for 40 years. He clears land.
That's hard in itself.
And it's like, dude. And I ask him sometimes because we go to the Jaguar games all the time, and like I'll be driving back. I'm like, Dad, do you ever just like fucking get tired of doing this job? And he's like, fuck yeah, like I fucking hate doing this shit, And he's like, but I do it. Like he's still up every day, 3:30, 4 in the morning, drinking the coffee, reading the paper, fucking taking a shit, getting in the car, going, doing his job. Like no complaints, no nothing. So it's
that
just like
consistency is the hardest part.
It is. And
That's
it's like,
what makes a man.
If I can take that and then utilize, my skill set or, try to work smarter in that sense, but with that work ethic, then it's like, you can really do a lot of things. But anyways, just to finish the thought, ultimately, got through all that shit, decided I wasn't going to join the military. I didn't decide. They decided for me. But, I made that decision. I was like, you know what? I'm too good for this.
You're not firing me. I quit.
Exactly, bro. Like they will never tell me what I can do. No, but no. So I was like, all right, well that's not feasible. And then I was talking to you guys about it before the podcast, but then I got into the insurance world, and that's kind of where I've settled at now. So it's not exactly what I want to do. I want to go to school to be a lawyer. So I kind of have that on my mind. Like I got classes that start October 23rd. I got to finish up some classes for my bachelor's and shit like that. Yeah. Hey, happy birthday. It's one day before mine. I'm October 24th. So
I remember that.
Yeah. Scorpio season, baby. We're right on the cusp, but we're there. You're on the day. I'm the day after. But yeah.
Bro, two things real quick. I'm gonna break off Dave. Shout out Brittany Wilkes Marshka. She said, I had full-blown keg parties in the empty R section
There you go.
cul-de-sacs. I remember
Oh,
that.
damn. Yeah. In the cul-de-sacs, bro.
Empty back before people were on it.
Straight
I wonder
up.
if there's any more empty cul-de-sacs.
Oh, man, that's
Oh,
a good.
yeah, no, I remember that. You could go down a street and then another street, then the cul-de-sac
Yep.
would be off of that street.
Kind of
100%.
creepy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
especially
was. It was dark as
Seminole
shit.
Woods too had that
A
a
lot of
lot.
smashing going on back there.
No doubt. Like, dude, do you remember there would be like beds and shit in like these random ass spots? I'm like, damn, bro, this shit different, dude. Like,
Hey,
I'll
but-
take her back to we'll sneak through my window. I don't care.
But the second part, Brittany says, why aren't you fools at your nephew's party?
It starts at 3.
Yeah, Brittany, Dave said it starts
got
at
time.
3. Yeah, the plan was to go to that after this.
Yeah, there you go. You got time. You got time. I got my fantasy football draft later on today and shit too.
So I'm in 2 drafts.
Are you in any money leagues or just regular leagues?
Both are money leagues.
Both are money
I
leagues?
can't do the regular league because I just
See,
don't
there's
care.
no incentive.
I
Exactly.
just don't care. And
got that money, man.
I've been trying to get them to up it. So one went from 20. I was like, bro, I still, you know what I mean?
How many players are in your league?
It was 10.
Okay.
Then the other one was 12. But one is now $25. I'm like, okay. And the other one is $50. I'm like,
Okay. I'm in a $1,500 league right now.
Wait.
1,500 total, so
I
it's
was
100
like,
in. I know.
I might want to get in that.
Yeah,
bitch,
hell
bro.
yeah, I know. My boy does like a little Survivor league too, which is dope.
1,500. So what's first, second, and does third win anything?
Nah, it's 1,500. Like
Just only to the winner?
that's it, bro. Straight to
Wow.
the face. 1,500 to the face, and there's 14 of us, so it's like it's real slim pickings.
Wow.
So you got to work the waiver wire and do all that. But I just started doing it last year. I think I got like 6th or 5th last year. But it's hell, man. It's hard. You really got to
Shit,
find
people
them.
get injured and shit.
Absolutely, but like you said, there's no incentive. It's like people are like, "Well, have another league." Why? Like, if there's no money in it, then why the
it's
fuck?
a waste
If
of
I
time.
can't part with motherfucking $100 to make 15, like, bro, that's a fat come up.
Facts.
So,
Shout out your boy right here. You got to comment.
oh, my boy Rob Verone, he did he did a couple of my tattoos. He did this tattoo the other day. He did this one on my knee, and then he did this little one right here too.
Are those practice tattoos?
No, they're not. He's at the point now, I think, where
I'll let him run practice tattoos.
No, he'll tat you. He'll tat you. He's at the point now because he's still in the apprenticeship program in
Rob,
Orlando.
hit us up.
Yeah, hit us
I
up,
want-
Rob.
I
But he'll
want
do it, bro.
tattoos.
But he'll do it. Yeah, I mean, he'll do it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he'll definitely do it. I got this one done the other day from my boy Devin Case in Daytona Hardcore Tattoo. It's a little
Oh,
scorpion.
that's hard.
Yeah,
That
a little
is hard.
scorpion tail. He fucking killed that shit. So
Shout
but yeah,
out,
yeah, Rob
Devoted
Brown, hit these boys up.
We're actually gonna do an interview at Devoted, and little
Oh, that's
Dave.
lit.
Little Dave's gonna get his first tattoo.
What's he gonna get? Little Flagler Weekly.
Florida.
Florida. Highlight.
Okay.
He's getting the
That's
coach
hard.
tat. You
That's
already
hard.
know.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Okay, but this is the second part, bro. Please tell us the story about the Twinkies.
Oh, okay. You're like, this is the real reason we brought you
my
on.
boy was in the book of records. Is that what it's called? What are those Book of Records called? The World Records or?
Oh, the Guinness Book of World Records?
Yeah, you were in the Guinness Book of World Records.
No, I wasn't in the Guinness Book of World Records.
What?
Not that I know of, but
You did some. Okay, talk about it.
well, so I was delivering pizzas at the time. It was actually not that long after I caught a charge. I think it was like 18 or 19. And I was just driving around and I fucking heard on the radio that like Twinkies was going out of business. And I had already like done some shit on eBay where I'd like sold some shit, whatever. So I kind of had an idea and I was like, all right, well, like let me stop at the store and see. But it was like a 2-week long thing because they were still like trying to work out a contract and shit, blah, blah, blah. So ultimately, Twinkies, quote unquote, hostess went out of business, right? So they were like, hey, it's going out of business as of 12. They're stopping production, this and that. I was like, bet. Okay. So I don't know. I just had like an idea. I was like, well, fuck, I'm going to go cop some Twinkies, like supply and demand. You know what I mean? There's no fucking, there's still demand for Twinkies, like, but there's going to be no supply.
No shelf life.
No shelf. Yeah. Isn't it unlimited shelf life? Don't they got like forever with those things? Yeah. I'm like, shit, if these don't sell in a day, I got 20 years to fucking, to move these bitches. Like, I'm good. So I went into Walmart and I had bought a thing of Zingers and I bought like 2 things of Twinkies, right? I was just being like, pussy about it. Like I was like, oh, okay. And they were like $2.50 a pop. So I spent like $7.50. I was like, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like
I'm in.
Yeah,
I'll be a millionaire tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna double my money, like I'm gonna be good. And then I walked out and as I'm walking out, there's a dude walking in. Yeah, I don't remember what he looked like or anything like that, but he had mentioned something about Twinkies. And he was like, oh yeah, Twinkies going out of business. And I was like, boom, like that's all. It's crazy how like little moments like that. But I was like,
yeah, the universe like giving confirmation.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, these motherfuckers are gonna go. So I turned right back around in, bought everything else that was there. There was 17 boxes left. There were 17 boxes of just Twinkies left. Everything else was gone. So I had 20 boxes in total. I had 19 boxes of Twinkies and I had 1 box of Zingers of like cherry red Zingers. Yeah, I do.
Let's go.
I do. I mean, I'm packing them in the back of the whip. I had a yellow tracker at the time, 5 speed. So I'm putting them
I remember the tracker.
I'm like, if I get pulled right now, bro.
No.
Nah, my mom bought it way back in the day. She traded it in a little red Mitsubishi Mirage, which I love that car when I was a kid. And my mom bought that. And she's like, one day this car will be yours. And I was like, not a chance. And it was, bro. I used to whip the Chiquita banana, bro. Like, dude, we would hit like little licks in that thing. And my boys would be like, it's all good. I'm like, there's only one yellow fucking tracker on the road, dog. Like, if they find anything about it, bro, I'm cooked. Like, they're going to find me.
Crazy in Palm Coast.
And my boys would be like, bro, just chill. It's all good. Like, but anyway, so. Yeah, so I loaded it all up and I waited a couple days and I started looking on eBay and sure enough, boom, people started posting them. And they were going for like $15-$20 a box. So I'm like, okay. So I ended up selling 10 within like a 2-day span at roughly like $25 a pop. So I made like $250. Now they take their little, 10%, whatever. So call it 200. But I came up. I'm like, boom, I spent $50 on all this, $250 a pop, whatever. Like I'm good. I'm chilling. Like I'm good. And then I don't know. I just had the thought. I was like, all right, well, people are posting a lot. Let me slow down a little bit. And I gave it another 3-4 days. And then people just started posting them in lots. So it'd be like, I got 5 boxes of Twinkies, 10 boxes. It went from individual to just lots of Twinkies, like a 10 lot. And I had 9 plus the thing of Zingers. And so I was like,
get off these damn Zingers. No.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Unless they're a big part of certain.
What's crazy is I wonder if that added value to my listing because I was like,
the Zingers.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Zingers, yeah.
Who wants 9 boxes of Twinkies when you got 1 box of Zingers mixed in? You know what I mean? But
your flim flams, your shoe sheds, and your Zingers.
So I was like, fuck it, and I posted a lot of 10. I did it as a 7-day auction, and I put it for 99 cents. And
damn, you put it for 99 cents.
Started at 99 cents, and that's what eBay recommended. And I don't always go with that. Like, if you really want to get a price for something, then put what the fuck you want for it. Because I've had some shit sell that I've gotten from Goodwill or whatever that literally went for 99 cents, and I'm like, motherfucker, I lost money, But yeah, so I put it for 99 cents, and the days went, and the days went, and the days went, and as it got closer and closer and closer, like it really wasn't moving. And then like 2 days before, boom, I started getting some bids, and it had gotten up to like $100, which that's only $10 a box. So I'm like, okay, that's really not that deep, whatever, no big deal. But then where it really started to turn up, I was delivering pizzas, and it was probably about 5:30 at night. I think it ended at like 6:30.
The sun is starting to go down.
Yeah, I can see it past the condos.
Started turning pink a little bit.
Exactly, past the condos.
Hilarious.
Still in the old B section in those days. But my phone just ding, ding, ding. And it's like an iPhone 3GS, like bing, 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 going off. And I'm like, and it's like increase bid. And I look, and it's like 320. I'm like, okay, still, I'm thinking that's still only $32 a box, But then boom, it got into the 400s, 420s, 430s, 440s, and And as it's, counting down the time, I'm just like sitting there watching it, They're probably, where the hell is this dude with these pizzas? But I'm just like, I'm on these Twinkies.
You just pulled over?
I pulled over. I pulled over, bro. I was like, shit, y'all, it's on Domino's. You're like, I remember I ordered a pizza and it never came.
You ever wondered, like, what's taking your pizza, guys?
Like, bro, I got business to attend to, okay? Like,
that's so.
That ass.
My boy's like, he's eating a slice.
Dead ass, bro. I did used to do that.
You did not.
Oh God, we'll get in that in a minute. But I'll put a couple extra chicken tenders. Bro, if I was hungry, I would look at the pizza and be like, "There's plenty of sausage on there." Like I never spit in nobody's food or nothing, but I would take it. My hands were washed. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, they can't prove that. But anyway,
I'm dead.
And no one ever called and complained, so I was good.
My stomach hurts.
But anyway, so yeah, so it got down to like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever.
Oh my God.
And eventually ended at like $510.
Holy shit.
And then, oh dude, and the messages I had were crazy, bro.
Good or
bad, dude. like people hate on
fucking Twinkie Nazi.
literally, bro. People are so mean, bro. Like people are like, you're a piece of shit for this. Like I'm thinking, like, bro, like I didn't do shit. This is a come up,
Holy shit.
And
But they have them now, though, don't they?
they have them now, bro. They have them now.
God.
Yeah, imagine being the guy who
but
spent.
you
that,
were in the newspaper or something.
I was in the newspaper. I was on Fox 35. They had called me. They had called me. So I guess on my profile, it has, it had like It's Ben Brown was my name on there. And it has your address. Like if you click on there, whatever, it has like your contact information. So I got a call. Like I decided to actually go deliver the pizza and I did. And then on the way back, I got a phone call. And they were like, this is so-and-so.
I finally just...
They were literally like, bro, this is so-and-so from Fox 35 News. Is this Ben Brown?
God.
And I'm like, yeah, this is Ben Brown. And they're
Holy
like,
shit.
did you just sell fucking 10 boxes of Twinkies for $510? I was like, yeah, I did. I'm thinking like, this is fucking weird. I'm like, yeah, I did. And they're like, is there any way you can come to the studio tonight to do a fucking interview? I'm like, and it's like 6:30, 7 o'clock. And I got to drive all the way to Sanford and I don't get off till like 10. And I'm like, I said, listen, man, like, let me go talk to my boss, like that would be crazy. And I went and I had this crazy ass boss. His name was Chris. He was a fucking nut job, but he was hilarious. And I was like, dude, I told him everything that happened. He's like, that's fucking crazy. Absolutely. You can go. So I was like, hell yeah. So he let me go. And I took my daughter she was maybe a year old at the time. And I drove up there and I had the boxes. Like, do you have the boxes still? I was like, yeah, like motherfucker, I just sold them. And like it ain't Amazon drone shit, yeah. Like fucking Prime delivery over here. Like, yeah, they ain't getting these for a minute. But yeah, so I stacked them all up there in the studio and they gave me a tour of the studio and they were all like super dope. They're like, that's the coolest thing ever, blah, 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 blah. And then I did the interview on there. It was cool. Yeah, it was different for sure.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it was wild.
That's
but,
funny.
Yeah,
I remember that, seeing that. And then
it was crazy.
Let's see, another funny thing that I remember about you is you had this idea that I think was super genius, and I don't know if they created it yet, but I feel like somebody hit you up about that too. But it was like, instead of a microwave, it was like a colder wave. Like it was a box where you make stuff cold really fast.
I don't remember.
A colder wave.
Yeah. I don't remember. I had a lot of wild ass ideas.
That I was like, yo, that's a fire idea. It was like, you were like, yo, like, it was like, say those packs of ices that you get from, you know what I mean? They're like liquid. But you got some kids, you just ding, 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 and it's cold.
And freeze them? Yeah, actually, that probably was my idea. I don't know. If it was someone else's, I'm sorry. But yeah, I had a lot of crazy.
Nah,
I know I was on
idea.
FaceTime like way before. I used to always say like, dude, we have like fucking cameras on this. Like, because, it was more like from a servant perspective. I'd be like, some dudes hit me up like, yo, I know so-and-so. And I'd be like, okay, I don't fucking know who you are. Like, FaceTime me real quick, like, let me see your face real quick. Like, let me see the money, let me see this, let me see that. Okay, cool. We'll do business,
Facts.
But, and then they came out with FaceTime, but they probably already had shit like that in the work. So, but, yeah, I had all kinds of crazy ass ideas back in the day, dude. So we had a good time, man. That garage that we used to always chill in was thebomb.com.
Eric's garage?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Club Fields.
Yeah, Club
Crazy.
Fields, man.
Club Fields. We've all been to Club Fields before.
Yeah, we had VIP there.
It's legendary. Legendary.
Yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot that we used to do back in the day, man.
Were you just recently in Arizona?
Yeah, I was just in Arizona. Yeah, I just got back on Wednesday.
Was it business or pleasure?
A little bit of both. I mean, it was mainly business. I was there for a little like business conference for like an insurance contracting job that I have.
Okay.
But dude, they paid for everything. I mean, there's so much money in insurance. It was at this place called the Wild Horse in Chandler, Arizona, which is about 15 minutes south of Phoenix. So when I got there, I flew in on Sunday and
Was it hot?
oh my God, dude. Like it is It's 10 times hotter than Florida, bro. Like, I don't give a shit. Like,
I've been there before.
Yeah, like
it's like you feel it when you get
it's
off the
fucking
plane.
nuts, dude.
It's like, whoa, what is this?
It's like a blow dryer, dude.
I had to go
It's a
step.
blow dryer.
I
It is,
had to
man.
go step back. Like I was like, hold on, I'm like not ready for this. I got
Yes.
off the plane. I'm like, what is this?
And people are like, oh, it's a dry heat. It's different. It's this and that. Dude, I'm like, in Florida, I feel like it's wintertime. Like, it was fucking hot, dude.
It's like a dog constantly being in your face.
Yes,
like that.
man.
It's like,
That hot ass breath, bro.
Yeah, it's like chill. It's like chill, bro.
Exactly. So I flew in and I went to downtown Phoenix the first day. I went to the Arizona Diamondbacks game.
Nice.
They were playing the Reds. I got to see Ellie De La Cruz. And he played for the Tortugas. I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah, so he started off with the Tortugas.
Do you like baseball?
So. I mean, I like to go to baseball games. Football is my number one sport by far. I love hockey as well. I pretty much watch any sport. Shit, I'll watch tennis if it's on. But yeah, I would say baseball's a little lower on the totem pole from like a watching standpoint. But going to a game, bro, I love that shit. I went there. It was super dope. I got like this Arizona Diamondback dog, which was like, it was like $13, but it was a foot long hot dog. And it had like chorizo on it. It had like green chilies, red chilies, Mexican street corn.
Whoa.
You know, it was
On the hot dog?
On the hot dog, bro. I'll show you a picture. Yeah, on the fucking hot dog. It was super fire, man. It was super, super fire. But yeah, it was dope out there, man. And then it was attached to a casino. The place was attached to a casino. So I'm not much of a actual gambler. I'm more of like a sports gambler.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what it looked like right there.
Whoa.
And it had this sauce
That
on it
is
called Venom
fire.
sauce.
No, that looks fire. Sure,
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, I will. So yeah, so it was fire as shit. And then it had queso on it.
That looks like it's
Foot
worth
long,
13.
too.
Huh?
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, that fucker was a foot longer too. Yeah, that shit was crazy, man. But yeah, it was good. It was actually pretty good. I mean, as good as a ballpark hot dog could be. But,
Right.
You know, so it was cool.
What's something
I
about,
love to travel, man.
can you explain like how do insurance agents make money? I heard you guys make like $1 off every person a month or something like that.
Yeah, well, it depends on what kind of insurance you sell. There's all kinds. I've done property and casualty. I've done Medicare, which is mainly what I'm in. I'm in Medicare right now. There's just like regular benefits under 65. There's all kinds of insurance. Obviously, they'll insure fucking anything. But the way it works in Medicare is you have two different types of plans. You have a supplement plan and you have an advantage plan. I won't get too crazy with them, but ultimately, if you sell an advantage plan, you're going to make anywhere from $500 to $600 to the face. And there's a prorating chargeback scale. So, if you get paid $600, right, next month, whatever 600 divided by 12 is if, they stay on that plan for 11 months and then they cancel, you'll get, whatever 600 divided by 12. So you won't lose a lot of money. But if, they keep it for 1 month and you lose it, you're going to get charged back like $550. You know what I mean? But you typically make I'll typically make $25 per month. But then if they stay with it for like 2 years or 3 years, especially on the advantage plan side, the company will give you like a $4,000 or $5,000 bonus because most people
Nice.
switch year to year to year.
Okay.
So if you can convince those people to stay on that plan, you get a fat bonus, like 4 or 5 G's. But that's how it is, at least in that. Property and casualty is a little bit different. It depends on what you sell. If you sell homeowners insurance or this or that. But yeah, I'm mainly on the Medicare side. So, but there's money in insurance. I mean, anytime, well, I say you drive to see a bus, it's the way it goes.
Retired people on Medicare, you're saying?
Yeah, 65 and older typically is the people that are on Medicare. Yeah. And they can go on multiple different types of Medicare. I don't want to make this like a Medicare podcast, so I apologize. But, who knows? Maybe there's someone out there that does need Medicare services. If you do, hit me
Reach
up.
out to my boy, man.
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to help you. But there's a lot of like red tape and regulations through it. But basically, when they turn 65, as long as they've worked 10 years, then they get Part A for free. And Part A covers really their major expenses, like anything like if you're actually in the hospital, hospice care, like end of life, all that. And the way it works is they pay for 80% and then you pay for 20%.
Everybody gets that?
When you're 65. Yep. Now, who knows if it'll be around when we're there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They might cut funding to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyone that's 65 or older is eligible for Medicare. If you haven't worked for 10 years, right? Like if a lot of times like a spouse hasn't worked because the husband did, they can still get sponsored by their spouse. So there's ways around it. Or if someone's like a foreign national, like they came here and they didn't work 10 years, they had something else, they can still get Part B or they can pay for Part A. But Part A covers all your hospital stuff. Part B covers all of your doctor's visits. So basically, anytime if you go see your primary care physician, if you have a specialist that you go see, anything outside of the hospital.
Do you have to buy like Part D also for prescriptions?
You don't have to buy Part D, but if you don't, there's a late enrollment penalty if when you decide to actually enroll in it, you enroll. So the only way that you could not enroll in Part D is if you are either getting it through your employer or have what they call other credible coverage. So like VA folks a lot of times will not have Part D because they get their prescriptions from the VA.
Okay.
So there's little nuances. The safest way is to get A and B and get D as well. But the Advantage plan covers all that. It gives you A, B, C. What they call C is Advantage plan. But it gives you A, B, and D. And a supplement plan covers the other 20% that the government doesn't cover. So basically, if it's $100 to go to the doctor and you're on regular Medicare, the government pays 80, you pay 20. But then people will pay companies because it's 20% of an unlimited number. So if you were to have like a stroke or a heart attack or something like that, and it was $100,000, that's 20 bands. Exactly. Yeah. So the government's paying 80, but you're paying 20. So people will then pay companies like Humana, United, whatever, a premium, say $100 or $200 a month, so that they'll pay that 20% in exchange for the premium.
Well, let me ask you this. So I have like insurance through my job, right?
Yep.
But even like I broke my arm and I still had to pay like $5,000.
Absolutely.
So is there another type of insurance you can get on top of your insurance if you have employer insurance?
Yeah, you can always get more insurance. Of
Okay.
course, yeah, you could, yeah. They'll sell you insurance until you're blue in the face, like you can.
Yes. Would you like to insure your
The answer,
mustache?
yeah. You want us to insure your insurance? Absolutely. So yeah, you can. You could get your own individual insurance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, guys, that sucks, man. I think a lot of people think that they're all good, like just because they have like insurance for their job or whatever.
Of course.
So like, especially if you like care about your credit or whatever.
Yeah, and then it shits on you because now you got a $5,000 hospital bill.
And I was like, I thought I had insurance.
Correct.
You know?
Well, there's like with employer insurance, like one thing that I encourage people to do, and again, I'm not trying to be like salesy insurancy here. I'm just being real, like seeing it every day. And it's like anything, bro. Like, if you have something that you believe in or something that you see every single day, like critical illness or accident is something that you can get as an add-on most group plans. That doesn't really cost that much. So if you broke your arm, that's considered an accident. They'll pay for that or pay a big portion of that. Critical illness, if you have, kidney disease, if you get cancer, if you have a stroke, if you get a heart attack, it'll pay you a lump sum of money. So even if you get diagnosed with cancer, it could be a very light, very non-aggressive form of cancer. In your critical illness policy, it might say you get $25,000 if you get diagnosed with cancer, and that's something people will add on to their group plan. So that might be something you want to look into, like just having either an accident plan through your group, which would probably save you more money, or you could get an individualized accident plan through like Aflac or Allstate or Mutual of Omaha. I mean, they're all selling that shit.
'Cause my company is like kind of big, but it's not like, I know the more people that are in your company, you get cheaper.
For sure.
I mean, we're probably under 100 though, so it's still.
That's a good amount of employees though. Like all in all, yeah, 100%. And it's really all who's negotiating with the insurance carrier. We could probably have a company with 50 people, but if whoever we're negotiating with, is stronger, on the negotiation table on our side than theirs, we might get a more favorable deal than someone with 100 or 200 employees. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it all comes down to money, man. At the end of the day.
Do you like what? Let me rephrase this. If I was to work at like Longhorn, I would get like a free meal. Like, do you get free health insurance?
No, we don't. I don't get free health insurance. No.
Do you get a discount on
Nope.
that?
No, not necessarily. No, not unless, as an independent agent. No, you don't. You don't. Now, if I work, like when I first came into the business, I was working for a company over the phone selling Medicare, and they had some relationships, with the carriers because we're selling it for them. So we did get a more favorable group rate, more like that situation. Like I think we only had maybe 100 employees as well. But shit, it was still like 200 and something bucks a paycheck, dog. Like no, hell no. Like
that's crazy.
But that's it's crazy. I was just at this benefits conference, and it's like, okay, I sell insurance because like that's just kind of the business I'm in and I make money. But it's like, they were like talking about this, like shit I already know about critical illness. Like, this person, I put him on this. They didn't think they were on it, but like, I'm glad I sold it to them because a year later, they tell you those stories. A year later, they came back and they got this and that, and they're like, if it wasn't for that, they would have been bankrupt. Their credit would have been fucked. And it's like, this is probably a deeper conversation of what's actually fucked with the system all in all. You know what I mean? Like you could be in the military for 4 years and you have access to medical coverage at no cost for the rest of your life. Like regardless of if it's the highest form of medical coverage or not, at least you have an option to get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A couple people at my job are like retired military people, and they take advantage of that.
100%.
For sure.
100%.
This one dude, like every month, he goes to the doctor more times than I've been in my life.
Yep.
Like every.
It's like, why not? It's all paid for. And I'm not hating on, the military or that, but it's like, you're paying that for the rest of their life. Not to mention, even if they do 4 years, 8 years, 10 years, 12 years, 20 years, whatever, they're getting a portion of disability as well. So they're going to get 60, 70% disability, maybe 50. That's a check that comes in every single month for the rest of their life. And it's like, well, shit, what about us? You know, what about us?
You know, let me bring a scenario to your table too. So let's say I'm like, man, for the past like 10 years, I've been paying insurance, literally put like $50,000 kind of down the drain.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like, I just started my own business. So I quit my job that I had health insurance through. What are some cheap options? And like, I'm not saying you need to give me your honest opinion. You can give me a job opinion, but like, I'm like, bro, I just want to like not pay health insurance for like a year.
Yeah. Then don't pay health insurance. I don't. Every year on my taxes, I say that I do. You know, sorry, hopefully no one from the IRS is listening, but you know, if they are, I mean, you don't have to have health insurance.
I thought you had to have insurance.
Well,
because of Obamacare or whatever.
You're supposed to, but I just mark on there that I do, and I don't. You know, so again, I'm not a tax professional, so I'm not advocating anybody do that. But you know, that's me. It's like fuck y'all. Like y'all are like, you know, not.
It's crazy. Like I'm just like, man, this is like overhead.
I agree, 100%.
It should be like $15 a month or something.
I agree.
Like
well, if you're low income, you know, which Florida, and I love Florida, and politically I do lean more right. So you know, I see some of the issues with some of the social programs, but I think they should exist. And you know, it's like shit. Dude, I'll have people that come from Connecticut, Rhode Island, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New York, all these northern states that were making more money there than they're making here, and they can't get Medicaid here. But they could get it there. Their taxes were higher, this and that. Like all their income was higher as a whole. Even though what they were putting out, they still had more money to take home, and they qualified for Medicaid. Down here, they don't. So if you don't qualify for like Medicaid or you're not low income, they can pitch the ACA all day. You know, like the Affordable Care Act and all that, and you can go on the marketplace. That shit is still hundreds of dollars a month. Like there is no way around it. Because even if you just started a business, but you know you have a decent amount of money, or your business is generating some money, or you got some employees that now you got to cover. There's all those bullshit ass laws in there. You're still going to be paying hundreds of dollars a month, dude.
Exactly.
And then pop out a couple kids, bro. This is $700 a month, like for something that you might never use.
That's why I'm like, God damn. I see dudes at my job.
Wild.
Like, and this one dude, he actually showed it, and he was like, bro, he has 3 kids and a wife. He's like, I'm paying like $1,500 a month. I'm paying rent. A month. For insurance, they're deducting it out of my paycheck.
It's crazy.
And I'm like,
and then it's like it locks you into that job too. I was talking to some dude on the plane on the way back, and we were talking about insurance, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I'd love to leave my job, but I won't because of the group rate." It's like, well, it's like, God, dude. Like this dude won't even leave his motherfucking job because the insurance. Like, there's got to be another way.
I hate like. Well, first of all, how do you feel about Medicare for all?
I mean, I agree with Medicare for all. Or some form of it, personally.
Because I personally feel like, you know, I'm not much of a leftist either. But I hate when Republicans types are like, people like their insurance. And they want to keep it. I'm like, no, I don't. I want free insurance.
Exactly. You're like, I just broke my arm and it's $5,000.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Like, I don't like my policy. And I have a decent job. Like,
exactly.
It's not like, so like, I really hate that talking point.
So do I. I think it's just identity politics. That's what it is. I would say most fiscal issues, I lean right. I would consider myself like more of a libertarian. Like you should be able to take your money and do what the fuck you want with it. You know, like if you like, you know, and I've debated on my own self of how I lean when it comes to like drugs and shit. Like fuck it, legalize them all then. You know, at least you know where it's coming from. You know where you're getting it. And it's like, I'm allowed to take my money. And like one thing I hate the most, I'll just mention this real briefly, is like the blue law. And like where you can't buy alcohol past 10 o'clock. On or before 10 o'clock on a Sunday. Like I've done research into that. It's a religious law. It's like, okay, but freedom of religion. Like what if I don't want to, I'm exercising my religious freedom to not believe in that religion, so I can't buy alcohol, and Walmart is identifying with that in this state. It's so strange. It's like, but I can go and work and you can take my tax dollars, but I can't go and buy alcohol, but I could buy alcohol the night before at 10 o'clock. It's like, it's so strange. Or I could buy it at 10:01. It's well, like so fucking strange.
I agree with what you're saying. That's kind of like if you like I mentioned like Republicans and abortions and stuff like that, you're like, you want to be fair and unbiased, but you don't.
Correct.
You know, because of your religious beliefs. Okay, that's yours and that's cool.
Yep.
But that's not everybody.
Absolutely.
So
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like when it comes, like for me, when it comes to abortions, whether it's, you know, controversial or not, like, do I, and again, like then I get into it, like, do I think you should have a third term abortion? Probably not.
No,
that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, but like, yeah, dude, if there's a situation where, you know, does that mean I don't think that it's not a living organism or the baby doesn't have a heartbeat or whatever? Like, you know, I mean, I've been in relationships where that's been the decision that was made. And yeah, sure, you live with the regret because I got 2 kids now and I look at it, you know, my son's 2 and I'm like, fuck, I can't imagine not having him. And also I'm like, I want to have more kids, you know, but I'm older and my life is different and my situation's different too. And I mean, if you get a cold or a flu or something else, and I'm not trying to equate the things, I'm just saying like medical advancements have come to the point where it's like, this can happen, you know, it's not like, well, something happens, so you just got to live with it, you know? So, but yeah, as far as like Medicare for all, I do believe there should be something like that. Because at the end of the day, it should be a choice. Like if you break your arm and they say, hey, Dave, here's the deal. You can get that arm worked on, but it's going to take a month and a half, right? Or you have the money to be able to go, we're popping shots in here, or you have the money to be able to go to some high-end orthopedic surgeon who's going to take care of it. Cool, that's your choice. But at least you wouldn't have to be like, fuck, here's 5 bands out of this. I'll live with this for a month until I can get it worked on. That's the way it should be. And if you're already taking my tax dollars and using it for a bunch of bullshit anyways that I have no say on, then why not? Like, why is there not an app that allowed, like, I can do my taxes, I can do all this shit, I can give you all my information, you know exactly how much I've made down to the cent. Why is there not an app where I can literally vote on local issues, state issues, national issues? You know, I log in with my social security number, boom, boom, I'm good. Like, why is that not available to me?
It was good enough for the vaccine.
Absolutely, damn right. It was good enough for the vaccine. So it just doesn't, there's certain things that, you know, don't make sense. And,
one factor though, like say like now if I go get insurance, you're gonna give me a health exam and whatnot.
Yes.
If I'm poor and I want Medicare, I'm not gonna get that, or Medicaid, whatever it is. It was Medicaid.
Well, there's Medicaid and Medicare.
But my point is, if you ever like go to the grocery store and like the first, and then like you'll see all the food stamp people, and they'll just have frozen pizzas, Hot Pockets, this and that, which they're getting for free.
Yep.
They're going to get their health care for free. So that's like in my mind, like how do you wrestle preventing the people from doing that? Because that's just going to mess up the balance of money in, money out.
Yeah, like how do you stop people from just like mooching off the system?
I want it to be free, but then I don't like the idea of like, okay, well, you can't do this. You can't smoke cigs. You can't have these Hot Pockets. You're eating too much beef. Whatever.
Do you think that that's something that they may implement if they were to give us like a Medicare for all type of system?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that would be really wild.
Yeah, I mean, that's my when I'm opposed about it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like just through power or whatever, it would get to that.
If they're like, we're giving you this, but you can't use this for this.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess even like, you know, it's a fair point. Like even with like EBT, you can't use it for hot food. But I could buy something cold and heat it up, you know? And it's like, it's just strange. Like those things are really strange to me. I'm not really like against any kind of, you know, potential situation that would have come about. Like, I guess I don't say like that's too crazy of an idea or no way that could happen. That could probably certainly happen. But the way I look at it now is they're already taking our tax dollars and using it for all kinds of shit anyways. You know what I mean? It's like whether you agree with Ukraine or don't agree with Ukraine, whatever. Like, I mean, you're talking 40 billion. Like the debate they had the other day, Nikki Haley, she's up there talking about it's only 3% of our, you know, defense budget. It's like, bitch, that's 3%. Like
3%, really?
Like, fuck.
People don't really realize, like, let's say if I got paid $100, you know, for a job, it might be like $30 for gas, $30 to hire another employee or something. Like, so if you look at like, say $3 out of the profit of maybe $20, you're at like 15%.
Absolutely.
Like,
and then people wonder why you got to put your prices that way you got to put your prices on, or you know, this or that, and it's like, dude, this is just what I got to do to survive.
And that's just you too, because if you have like employees too, man, you got to have like workman's comp coverage.
Yep.
And that's going to cost you like about 20%, depending on what you're doing. When I had a concrete pumping business, it was 32 cents on every dollar that we made. We had to pay for the workman's comp.
That's 32%. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, like it's like
just in case someone gets hurt.
Yeah,
and then you wonder why people find a company to work for instead of working for themselves, and then employing other people. It's if you make it more difficult for people to start businesses and be entrepreneurs. Like I know you're talking about your cleanup business and all that. Like all that shit's dope, but there's a lot more that goes into it than what people realize. Like Andrew Tate, again, regardless of what you think of him, he says something that I love, and he says, everybody thinks that just because you have an LLC, you have a business. You don't have a business until you start fucking making money. Until money's coming in.
Right.
Everyone's like, I got a business. I did this. I bought a logo. I did this. That's money going out. You brought no money in.
Right.
You have not made $1 yet. Yeah. Like the speed to market is there for all the shit that you're giving other businesses. You haven't done anything for your own business yet. You know what I mean? So but people are still starting businesses and they're successful, and everybody that can do it should do it, but it's definitely not like an easy thing to do. Like going from being with a company to being independent, it's like shit, dude. Like,
and I feel like
it's tough.
I feel like they put the barriers on it on purpose.
For sure,
they don't want you to do that, because I read something like a while ago that was talking about how like the future of the label market would be decentralized, where everybody will have small businesses and larger corporations. Aren't really going to be relevant, and I think they fight against that really hard because they want to stay relevant.
No doubt, and they have the money, the lobbying power. Like another thing with like business too that I see all the time is like people that don't really understand it as much, and I'm not some high-end business owner myself, but people will be like, they're just, like even going to this conference, like that's just a write-off. Yeah, it is a write-off, but bro, you got to have the bread to drop it, to write it off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah, maybe they did drop 50 G's to fly us all here and do this and that, but it's not like, hey, just front me that 50 G's. Right. Like, no, dude, you got to put up the 50 G's. They don't want to lose it
anyways, whether taxes or you.
Exactly, man.
Still losing
so yeah, they are going to write it off, but it's not like, well, I spent $50,000, I get it all back. No, it's not like that. Like, and you still got to have the money to put out. Like, oh, you're advertising for your business. Oh, it's a write-off. Oh, this or that. It's a write-off. It's a write-off. Yeah, it's a write-off, but it takes time. Like everyone, all the kids get caught up in the finance bro shit. It's like, well, I'm going to buy this car that's 6,000 pounds because this and that. Like those are all good, positive things. But like, you got to have the bread to go buy that, buy that Urus, bro. Like, you know what I mean? If you don't got the bread for that, then you're cooked.
I thought he was dead.
Yeah, we're killing him with the conversation here.
Well,
he's in a deep sleep.
I see that.
But
yeah, he's in a deep sleep.
Flagler Weekly just got a mascot. We got a French bulldog.
How about it?
His name is Frankie, Mr. Biggs.
Okay,
I like Big Man.
It would be cool if you guys put like a poll out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would.
And then something won, and you still chose a different name.
Yeah, he liked the name Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin too. I like dogs with stupid names.
Yeah, just like regular ass human names.
Yeah.
We have some more comments from Brittany. Matt Longway took a fireball to the chest from a tiki torch.
Oh shit.
She said.
Hopefully that guy's doing all right.
Be right back.
All right.
Hopefully that guy's doing all right.
I got 2 waters down.
2 water, got to pee.
Hey,
yeah.
Get him some waters too, please.
I know how it goes.
But
I'll be drinking.
Hey, she said, nah, it starts at 1. She said, also, when am I getting booked for a show? Y'all want ratings? Put the queen on.
Oh, put the queen on.
Miss Queen, ma'am, you can come.
She said y'all aren't enough on your own. That's not
Try
true.
and get him to pee outside.
Yeah. But I don't know, dude. There's a lot. I really want to see Flagler County just keep growing and doing its thing. You know what I mean? Like, I love this platform that you're doing. I really do. You know what's crazy? The other day when I posted that shit when you guys were at like that Pride Festival, I got hate for that. I got hate for reposting that. And all I was saying was, like, y'all are being unbiased. But it's like that identity politic, viewpoint is they're thinking Ben Brown supports that. And it's like, I'm not saying I support it. I'm just saying I support being unbiased and being able to say, look, he might have this belief. I might have this
event being allowed to go down in Flagler County.
That's it, bro. It don't go no deeper than that.
I don't even know anything about it, but people should feel free and safe to do whatever
I agree.
they want to do.
In that situation.
As long as it's not hurting other people.
Absolutely, bro. I couldn't agree more. So it's like, it's not that, it's like you guys see that. It's like, hey, all right, we're going to go cover this. It's like, because we're really doing this shit. We're really going to be on the ground and give the news and show what's up. Like, it's not that deep. Like, it's not that deep, bro.
And it's funny because...
But people were hating on me. I was like, damn, all right. I was getting like DMs and shit. And I was like, crazy. People are like, yo, what's up with this shit? Then I'm like thinking like, yo, what do you mean what's up with this shit? Like,
I don't know. I didn't go.
Yeah, like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what do you think's about to happen to you, bro? You about to come over here? I'm about to suck your dick? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
bro, it's so funny because his son went with them. They went. I didn't go to.
Okay.
They went just to report back on what it was like.
For sure.
And we got a lot of hate on our comments. We're reading through the hate in the comments.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Well, oh, so when they come back, I was like, little Dave, like, how do you feel? Like, are you tingling or anything? Like, do you feel kind of gay at all? He's like, no, I feel normal.
I'm good. Like, I think I feel all right. Some dude riding his back. He's like, what the fuck? How'd he get here? Like, fighting him off and shit.
Oh shit! I'm gay.
Motherfuckers in the trunk and shit. Yeah, no. But,
Oh my God.
but for me, like I said, it was just more that you guys are covering real shit, bro. And you're supporting real businesses all the time, dude. Like, your sponsor today, the Hershey spot, who Mike Cassiano runs that? Yeah, I mean, shit, I haven't seen him in years. Shout out Mike Cassiano. Hope he's doing
Mike
great.
C.
Yeah, so but I go way back with him too, and Eric, doing his thing with Flagler. Like, you're just supporting the damn community, bro, and it can really only grow from here. Who you got in tonight's game? You got FSU or LSU?
LSU.
Me too.
LSU.
I think they're gonna be hell. What about Colorado, dude?
That was a crazy win. I'm gonna be honest. So I was talking to my boy Mike, which we gotta have another podcast because we did one, but the audio wasn't working.
Okay.
Over FaceTime, but I asked him. He's like, "Man, their O line is just too small." You know what I mean? And I was like, "Yeah, but their whole team is new." Like, I was like, "This isn't even Colorado. They're just in Colorado."
Yes.
He just brought everybody.
That's it, bro. Yeah, what's up, homies?
I was
Yeah.
like, this is like fucking Alabama in Colorado. And then when I seen that TCU, like just a couple years ago, they went to the national championship.
I think it was last year, right? They were in the Final Four last year.
Against Georgia. Yeah, they were in the Final Four. And it's like,
They
bro,
didn't go
this is
to.
good.
They lost though, right? They lost like
The
Alabama
game
or
before
somebody or some
like-
shit. Yeah,
or
but
like
they were in that
Ohio State,
motherfucker.
or Michigan or something.
They were in that mofo.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, like this is a good squad, and they put up points on them.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, 45 points, 45 to 42.
That's no.
But
that's-
what you
that's a
said,
shootout.
what I didn't even think about it that way because like I look at it like the recruiting phase, but the way you just described it is the easiest way to put it. Like, bro, it's not even Colorado. Like, this is like this is the goons in Colorado.
Yeah, people are like, oh, they were 1-15 or 0-15.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's not Colorado, bro.
it's like that team is in California or
Correct,
something right now.
correct,
Like,
bro. Like,
they're not even like
They're disgusting, but that just goes to show what the recruiting can do, and the prowess of Deion Sanders, like how much clout Deion Sanders has, dude. Because he has connects, bro.
I was talking to
If Deion Sanders came in my motherfucking house,
exactly,
like, bro, Deion fucking Sanders, bro.
like like my mom would be like, yes, he's coming.
Exactly,
yes,
bro, like-
he's coming right now.
Exactly. Did you
We're
watch?
gonna get-
Did you watch Swamp Kings on Netflix?
I did.
Did you watch it, Dave?
No,
Are you into?
He doesn't like football or sports.
You should watch it though. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, but you should. You should maybe peek it. It was good though. I mean, obviously it is football based, but it just goes to show, like, the recruiting and all that shit that goes into it.
Brittany, we're coming. But
So yeah.
yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I teared up. I cried a little bit during it, but like
During Swamp Kings.
yeah, but
Yeah.
like for me, it's like when I hear those hits and stuff like that, I kind of like turn into like a different animal. It's kind of
Yeah.
like the gremlin. It's like
You
bro,
wanna
I
get out there and
I
pop
just wanna-
somebody.
Yeah, I want to go truck somebody.
Yeah.
Run through a wall.
Hell yeah.
And it's like, bro, I remember that shit so much. I remember Tim Tebow hearing about him, us wanting to play him, so
Yeah.
we could beat him and shit like that.
Damn.
Crazy,
Like,
yeah.
you wanted to play him when you were in college?
No, in high school.
Oh, because he played for Nice.
Yeah, in St. Augustine. So
Damn.
they're like,
I bet he was a dog.
Yeah, he was. But they were
Yeah.
like, he played D tackle and quarterback.
I didn't know he played D tackle.
Yeah, and
Big mofo.
what's it called? So they were like, oh, the number one quarterback in the nation's in St. Augustine. We're like, the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
pull up.
Exactly. The fuck you got going? What do you mean he's in?
And they're like, he ain't out there. Nah, he's the D tackle. Eating,
Yeah.
and then he goes and starts calling plays.
I remember like even during track meets and stuff like that, people be like, "Is Tebow here? Is Tebow here?" People are like, "What the fuck?
Who is Tebow?
Yeah, but I remember talking to some of his high school players, and they weren't saying that they didn't like him, but they were like, "He's homeschooled."
Yeah.
So like, it would be crazy because everybody being lunch together, cracking jokes. They'd be having football class and
Yep.
stuff. They'd be doing all this. Everybody have their whole chemistry. And then football practice would come, and this dude's walking out with his dad and like talking to his coach and standing over here. And then like coming in and like calling huddle and calling like,
And they're like, he ain't part of the. He
they're
ain't
like,
part
who
of
the
us.
fuck is this guy?
But he was a dog.
Who the fuck is this guy?
You know?
Yeah,
but
he's
that goes to show though, like, like we were talking about, like with parenting and shit like that, like they clearly had at least a little bit of money. He grew up on a farm, like you're doing this shit every day. So like when he went to the Gators, like that's what I thought was so unique is like these boys could not get him to go out. They couldn't, because his lifestyle was just it was either the Bible or the playbook, like that's it. But that comes from his upbringing. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
That's all he wanted to do was work out, play ball, work out. But what's crazy crazy is even with all that, he still wasn't good enough to make it in the league. You know what I mean? It's like you grinded your whole life for that. And granted, he was a first round pick. You know, Josh McDaniels probably regrets that. But it's like all that, and you still aren't good enough.
But why
to play.
wasn't he good enough? Because, you know, I don't really follow it that much. Of course, I've heard of him and this and that. You know what I mean? But
so I can explain it to you. I think the best way I would say it is like college football is kind of like sandlot football. So like, okay, it's almost like, okay, in high school, like say I could just be a gifted athlete and you're just gonna ball out,
dominate,
because you're playing against just a kid who just like
sucks,
math class,
just wants to be there.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You're playing against, like, no offense, but like Green Cove Springs,
yes,
or just like, you know what I mean.
They're getting smoked.
Now, okay, you go to the Gators. Now, okay, you are gonna play in Alabama, so you're gonna have good games. Sometimes, but then you're also, you know, gonna play like
Panera Bread University,
like Vanderbilt and stuff like that, like Kentucky and stuff like that. So, and these guys are pretty good, but at the same time, they're not like Florida. Like, bro, we're year round up there. It snows. They can't play football half the year. You know what I mean? Okay, but then now, when you get to the NFL, everybody's the University of Alabama. Everybody's the best of the best. You know what I mean? So now he's on like a level playing field, and what Tebow is, number one, he couldn't really throw. Like, people talk shit about that all the time, but like his arm strength wasn't that fast, because like a big thing about throwing is not only accuracy, which he was okay at, but if he was going to be accurate, he had to throw it slow so it could be accurate.
He had like a long wind up. Like he would come way out here and up with it. So like dudes in the league are reading the shit out of that. They're like, oh, like Aaron Rodgers be like, Lamar Jackson be like, pew, and it's 80 yards. It's like, what the fuck?
Like, so
silly.
You don't want and you're like, oh, he's about to throw it. Like,
bro,
they call it telegraphing the throw. It's like,
exactly.
You know, or they hold it up here while they're running.
Yep.
Like, you want a quarterback who's gonna be like, he's running and then just, you know. But
plus you're trying to truck all them dudes in the league, and it's different. Like you were trucking dudes in college. Now you're trucking grown ass men who got mortgages and shit. You know what I mean? Like, they're paying this shit.
Like the owners, they have almost like a credit score with players. You know what I mean? Like, every time you get hit, they'd be taking points off of you and stuff like that. So they looked and they're like, damn, Tebow's already been hit like 372 times. But like,
he's got a lot of he's got a lot of wear and tear.
If you're gonna be successful with him, your game plan should be to run with him. But if you're the Gators and you only got him, like, okay, he's a freshman, he didn't play. Now you got him for like 2 years. So you don't really got him for 2 years. Who cares? You know what I mean? But you want him for 10 years as like an NFL quarterback. You got to sit in the pocket and throw, and he can't
that's
sit
not
in the
him.
pocket and throw. You know what I mean? And he's not going to outrun fucking...
No way, bro.
Jadavian Clowney.
No way.
He's not going to outrun Julius Peppers.
Those dudes are running 4.4s, 4.5s, and
exactly.
they're like 6'5", 280.
Exactly.
Like, you're dead.
You're not going to outrun fucking... Who's the dude from the Browns? That'd be like...
Oh, Myles Garrett?
You're not running... Myles Garrett would destroy
you. I say he looks like Michael B. Jordan. Like, kind of like... He just like a... Yeah, he does.
But with LeBron body.
It's nuts, man. So, yeah, he probably was never going to... He probably never would have had a real chance to work out. But it's crazy, too. Sometimes them little dudes work out.
He has heart, but heart can only get you so far.
That's it. Oh, he does have heart. No doubt.
The dudes in the league are like heart mixed with baller athletes.
And genetics.
And genetics. Yeah, like that dude for Colorado. What's his name? Is his name Travis Henry?
Travis Hunter.
That dude, bro.
He just knows where the ball's going to be.
Dog.
Yeah.
And he'll probably transition to be a great player in the NFL.
I saw this one play. So he's covering. Okay, so check this out. There's a second receiver, then he's on the inside receiver. The inside receiver runs to the other side of the field. He goes with him for a second, but then there's nobody on the running back coming out the backfield.
Was he running like a wheel out the back?
Yeah. So like, okay, his guy is going over here, right? He just leaves his guy.
Just fuck it.
And he just, like, I'm looking, because from somebody watching film, he breaks before the quarterback even, like, you know what I mean?
Thought it, yeah.
So
he knew it was
but
going
then
there.
he goes like this, and then the quarterback throws it, and you see the quarterback's like, "Fuck!" And then Buddy picks it off, and it's like, "What the fuck?"
And it's like, and it's like if he could have looked him off real quick,
he could have pump faked,
and Buddy would have been wide open over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's like you got to have that. It'd be like, he's throwing it to this guy.
Because even if you're a coach, you're probably like, no, yes, you know what I mean? You're like, don't leave him, yes, you know. So hell yeah,
that's crazy. I
hope they have a good season. But
definitely, man.
Good luck to them.
I think they're gonna go over 500.
So do I.
That means win more than you lose. But
It's like tough though because now their expectation is high to like pop TCU. It's like you know how it is at the beginning of the year. Like you never know how good teams are. You know,
People looking to take his
TCU
head
might be
off.
dog shit. You know,
Yeah.
Oh, he'll be fine, dude.
yeah, people are looking to take Dylan's head off now because he did win a big game. They're like, don't let him come in here and beat us because they're not supposed to win any games this year.
Yeah.
And they just beat the 17th best team in the country.
Yep, as unranked too. They were unranked.
They were plus 800 money line.
Oh my god. That would have been a good bet. I didn't even look at the betting line.
$100 would have won you
$800.
$800.
Fuck me. Damn.
What do you see? I know you said you want to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
What brought that on?
I don't know. I've just always felt like it's some of my experience with like the pretrial intervention and shit like that. But I've always been someone who likes to debate and negotiate and also like scheme, you know, like find my way around the way shit is written. You know, if I've worked a job and they're like, it's like this, I'm like, okay, well, it doesn't say this or that, you know. So I've always just tried to find ways, but it's really not as much school as you think it is. Like I've been doing a lot of research on the personal injury attorneys around here, and like a lot of them, they get a bachelor's degree in business. Like that's all you need. You only need a bachelor's degree to then go get your JD, right? So it's like you'll get a bachelor's in business or a bachelor's in history or a bachelor's in marketing. Like it doesn't have to necessarily be, but you're not going to go get a bachelor's in biology,
right?
You know, because it'd be way more difficult. So
right.
you just get that, boom. So I almost have my bachelor's. Once I get my bachelor's, I'll have that by the end of next year. So basically this time next year, and then I can apply for law school. And they have one in Jacksonville now, Jacksonville University, Nova Southeastern. There's a few.
Nice.
But yeah, and also, I mean, you know, I think it's a reputable career. I think it's something that I can benefit from. But like, you know, everyone's like, oh, you're gonna be like a defense attorney, like Better Call Saul. No, like I want to be like personal
that
injury.
show is dope.
Oh, that show is super dope. But I want to be like personal injury, bro. Like, you know, I want to go after the motherfuckers that have the money that just want to settle. And you never see billboards that are like defense attorney. It's like it's always Morgan and Morgan, fucking Dan Newland, fucking Politis and Matavina. It's always personal injury lawyers because they make the bread, bro.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
You know, and they're advertising the bread.
Settle out.
Like they do, exactly. And if they know, like, all right, they got us. And plus, this person is paying for their insurance to pay out, you know? So if the insurance is on the hook for 100 G's, maybe you get them for an extra 200. But like we said, how many people are even really using their insurance? You don't have your insurance? Well, you're screwed. You lose your fucking license. You do this, you know, like the state is on your ass.
Yeah.
So you got to have it no matter what. And a lot of people never even use it. Like I've seen people that are 50, 60, never been in an accident. It's like the insurance company sitting back like, I love this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Crazy, man.
Like nothing better than that. So yeah, that's kind of what brought it on. You know what I mean? But we'll see. You know, the journey is one day at a time, bro. Once I get my bachelor's, cool. You know, I'm just getting it in business, so nothing crazy. So I would like it to be a little bit more specialized, but it is what it is, man. At this point, I'm just taking it one day at a time, enjoying my life. Like I said, I just came back from Arizona. I like to travel, you know, and like we talked about before we started the podcast. I was in Nashville before that. Yep, Charlotte before that.
Where's your favorite place you've been?
Probably Nashville.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think Nashville is like the greatest city.
Wow.
To go to, like if you just want to have a good time, you know what I mean. It's because the way that they have it developed, like whatever the civil engineers did there, everything is on one road. There's no like, oh, well, you got to drive over here. Like everything's on Broadway Street. It's all there. There's fucking 70 bars. They're all slam packed, so you can't make. It's not like fuck. I gotta get into this place. I gotta get into that place. It's like you could go anywhere. You could go and the vibe, like Dirks Bentley, they have those
like bike bars. Or like you see the girls on them, like they bike and
they do they have those they have
dope.
But the way that they block off the street and shit, you know, and there's always cops down there, like a traffic cop, like so and then they have so many areas of it like right by the bars just blocked off, so you can just hang out in the street. There's no cars coming, you know, and then you could just pop out of one bar, go get another one, pop out of another, go get like, and then Dirks Bentley is my favorite bar that I went to. It's called Whiskey Row, but they have three or four levels. But on the bottom, it's like a cover band, right? Playing like cover music. Then on the next level, it's like a rock band. Then on the next level, it's like someone playing country. And on the top, they're playing house music. So it's like dope. You got something for everybody there, bro. It's not just like, hey, howdy, y'all. I'm in fucking Nashville, Tennessee. It's not like that, bro. It's like you can go up and be in a club, basically. You could be listening to some rock music, do whatever. So yeah. And the vibe there, everyone's so fucking nice, bro. Crazy, bro. Everyone's so fucking nice.
That's dope. I think you work with a dude that I actually played college football with, Lamar.
Lamar Allen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't work with him, but he's one of my homies, one of my real good friends.
That's dope, man. Yeah. How long have you known him?
I think probably just over a year now. He's a firefighter, so I met him through my one other homeboy who's a firefighter. when I started going out in Daytona with some of the boys, and then I met him through that. But yeah, he and I went to Nashville together.
Yeah,
So-
I think I beat that, but we played college football together. Like,
That's dope.
towards the end or whatever. But
He's hilarious.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a hilarious.
He was
dude.
up there, and like I was up there, and it's funny because like,
Oh, that's right. You know, we talked about you when we were in
Yeah.
Nashville because he's like, I played at Lindenwood.
Yeah.
And I was like, did you play with J Rob? And then he's like, I think so. You
Yeah.
know, and so yeah, so you guys played together too. That's
what's
dope.
it called? They were like, oh, John, there's some dude that said he's from Daytona here. I'm like,
Not
like,
a chance.
Like I'm in St. Louis, and I'm like, what the hell? And then like I link up with, but I hate it, but it's like, where are you from?
Uh-huh.
Like, oh, you're from like what school do you went? He's like, I went to Creek. I'm like, okay, so Daytona, Port Orange, you
Yeah.
know what I mean, stuff like that. But he turned out to be real cool. and
Yeah,
stuff
he
like
is.
that.
He
We
is.
definitely had each other's back up there and stuff.
Yeah, he was telling me about the dude who passed away, Avery Atkins, I think is his name. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
telling me
from
about
Mainland.
him too. Yeah, and he was in the Swamp Kings documentary, which was crazy. I was like, whoa, this is wild how it came full picture because we talked about that in Nashville too. You know, and Urban Meyer was like talking about that, so clearly it had an impact on him too. It's crazy how it's like everything seems so big, but it's kind of small all together.
So I wanted to talk about some different Palm Coast things that we had going on too.
Okay.
Let me real quick. So you see the bridge in Flagler? How people been talking about that?
Yeah, where like people have been posting those goofy memes of like this crossing it and that
So
crossing
many
it.
memes, yeah.
So fucking what a waste of funds, man.
And that was like $10 million for that or something like that. I think we read right.
How
10, 11 is like 10, 11 million something.
My God.
So I have
Jesus
I
Christ,
have a note
bro.
here. You said that you wanted to do a rant about where to find local information. Like you have a hard time, a group area.
Yeah, well, because like for instance, they had like a walk the other day, and like I looked for information to talk about, or what we're gonna cover or repost or something. Like I didn't find it, so I don't know if I want to rant about it.
Like it just popped up and you're like, well shit, I didn't even know about this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's no community calendar or anything like that.
Yeah, and then you go to like the City of Palm Coast website. Well, that's what we're gonna have to start doing. We gotta make ourselves the consolidated place for information.
I
also,
agree.
for sure.
And why
Yeah.
not? It doesn't exist.
Yeah,
It doesn't exist in a lot of places though.
Yeah.
You know? Because I was trying to do shit like when I was like last annual enrollment period, I was trying to find little events to go to, and it's like, and not only is it difficult to find, but the websites are shit. They're like slow and it like loads all goofy and shit. So yeah, you could probably definitely do some fire ass shit
Yeah.
with that. You know what I mean?
And I think we're gonna start doing that after this too, like talking about verbally saying it too. Because I want to go get video of everything. Because
Yeah.
there's no video. We're the only people that like really take video of stuff.
Like
Around.
yeah, absolutely. Well, that's a good thing for y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a good thing that you guys are doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Kind of telling him we got to just kind of like make that another aspect of what we do to
To grow it.
be more relevant every day and expand.
I don't know if we spoke about it on
I agree.
a podcast yet, but did you hear about the whole thing about Benella Elementary?
Yeah, I did. That shit's crazy. I went to Benell Elementary School.
You
But-
did?
Yeah, I did.
It's crazy, like how they pulled the black kids out of class. But
Yeah.
you know, I feel like understandable. Like it's crazy, but like if it was like white teachers, because they said it was the black teachers,
Interesting.
and you know they were like, the kids are failing, and we need to let them know that they're failing. We need to do something about it. I think they should have talked to the parents, said that they were going to do it. Especially, you know what kids are failing, talk to their parents.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean.
fair.
There's no reason to pull the smart kids out of class. You're just wasting their time and stuff like that.
Maybe they think like the parents like don't care. I mean, the thing about situations like that is I don't even know if it's, I don't know the full details to the story, like how it actually went down. You know, the news loves to flip and dip and, rip shit and make it like it's worse than it was. And I'm not trying to, say that it wasn't bad because I don't know. I don't know if the way that it was written, it happened like that. I agree with you. They should have, they could have went about it a lot better,
Well, my point would be like, well, if the kids are failing, the parents are probably not that involved
anyhow.
Yeah. And, people like to sugarcoat stuff. Like when I saw even I don't think it was the superintendent, because, we got the new superintendent, but one of the school board members, they were like, oh, well, she's just so scared that she's going to get blasted for saying anything pro that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, she's a segregationist. But let's be honest, there's different cultures in every community.
Yes.
You can't have Miss Cindy from the C-section, telling a bunch of Bunnell kids,
Not a chance.
you need to be doing this and that.
I couldn't agree
What's
more.
this lady know? You know,
It's like
so-
look at like I mean to go back to like the Deion Sanders thing. You know what I'm saying? Like Deion Sanders is hyping those, and he was even saying in his
He's
press
been
conference,
there, he's done that.
like I'm a successful black man who's doing this, who's doing that, like helping these young black men get
Came from
right.
Fort Myers,
you know,
Florida.
like sure you might have Urban Meyer fire him up, but it's not the same connection. Like
He didn't actually go out there and do it.
correct. Like I heard this debate on like affirmative action a couple years ago, and they were saying, you know, is it right? Is it wrong? Whatever your belief is on it. But he's like, if I'm policing like downtown Detroit or whatever, and it's, you know, 80-90% black, right? Do I want all white cops in there? Like, no, dude, I want people from that community. You know what I mean? Because that's who you identify with. Doesn't mean that you're going to change people's behavior completely. But like you said, Cindy from the C-section isn't going to have any
She's gonna be
influence.
scared and shoot first.
Absolutely. She
well, as a police, but she's not. Those kids know
Exactly.
that we're not in the same echelon.
Exactly.
Without being said,
they're
already,
not dumb.
They already
They're,
know. Yeah,
exactly. They're not stupid. Just because maybe academically they're not there, culturally doesn't mean that they're apart from it. They understand what's going on.
Yeah.
You know? So it probably wasn't the worst thing in the world. If it was the way that they said it was, then yeah, probably not the way it should have went down. But if it was like well intended, which it probably at least was on paper, and some things on paper are great, then you put them in practice and it's like
Exactly.
dog shit, you know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, and then who knows, maybe they started getting a little crazy with it in there. I don't know.
But
you know
look
what I
at
mean?
remember
Who the
Joe,
fuck is that?
John. Remember
That's a girl.
Oh, okay.
Face
Yo,
tag
Let me
girl.
not misgender.
what was the guy with the bat with Samuel Jackson?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jump off the roof, boy.
Yeah.
You smoked crack anyway.
Oh
smoke crack, don't you?
Yeah, you smoke crack, don't you?
Lean on me.
Yeah, he's like a principal or some
See,
shit like that. Yeah, that's a fire ass
Mr.
movie.
Joe knew the community that he was
Yeah,
in.
he
They
did.
call me Mr. Joe Black, but my nickname's Batman.
Yeah, he's like, go on and kill yourself then.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Do it
Yeah.
expeditiously.
Yeah,
Expeditiously, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That was a good ass movie, by the
Yeah,
way.
it was.
But that was
Lean on
fine, and that
me.
was
Exactly.
a movie that was mainstream. But now, like I said, like even the school board lady, she's so scared to like get labeled.
Correct.
And she's a white lady, so she don't want to even.
She don't want to take a stance. She don't want to. It's all politics.
bad.
It's all fucking politics. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that you should be able to just go out and say whatever you want about whatever. Like, you know, but again, like Vivek Ramaswamy was saying, like I was telling you guys, like his whole thing was like, you should be able to speak your fucking mind. You should be able to say what you want to say. And at the end of the day, someone else should be okay with it. Like I said, I'm mainly on the right. I'm not a very religious person, you know, so like that right there, they'd be like, well, you're conservative, you got to be Christian. Like, that's not me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
I feel
really
that.
identify with those types of things. But at the same time, if someone else has a belief that's different than mine, that's totally fine. And I'm seeking confrontation, not. I want confrontation. I don't want confirmation. You know, like I want the other side of the argument. I want to hear it. Like if you can present me with an argument that might change my mind, I'm all for it. If you present me with an argument and it doesn't change my mind, I would have rather heard that argument than just be in a safe space conforming with all the people that I already agree with. You know what I mean? But I don't think enough people are seeking out the confrontation. They just want to be in their echo chamber and, you know, be a part of the group that they're a part of.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing terribly wrong with that either, but it's like it's okay to challenge your own ideas because that's how you form them. You know what I mean? It's how you come. Like both my parents are fucking Democrat as shit. You know, like this or like they're completely Democrat, whatever. I'm not. Like I would say I'm more conservative. You know, it's like my parents are religious. I'm not. You know, it's like
Did you get the shot?
I did not get the shot.
Me neither.
I didn't get the jab.
Dave got the jab.
No, I didn't.
Wilding on
That's
us.
fake news, bro.
Nah, I did not get the jab. And I think you see, you know, even if
There's
you
a lot
don't
of heart
trust this
attacks
or that,
going on.
yeah, the myocarditis is crazy, man. Like it's that shit that happened with DeMar Hamlin and all that, you know. You know, that was probably caused by it. But clearly, and now I don't know if you saw the Twitter files like Project Veritas that came out, but they were showing some stuff that proved that Pfizer and all these companies and Moderna knew that it caused myocarditis. They just pushed it through because the way that they can word shit is like, yeah, well, we believe this to be, and then they get it passed through. They all make money. There's all kinds of crazy ass shit that goes on, man.
I was
Fuck 'em
looking
all.
at I was looking at a commercial the other day, like I was like chilling with a girl or whatever, and then it was like, oh yeah, this let's say you're like, oh, do you have a cold? You want cold medicine? But it's like a side effect of heart attack, might cause loss of breath, might cause cancer. It's like, I'll just go with the little cold that I
Yeah,
got
yeah, I'm
on.
good. Like I'll just stay sick.
Yeah,
Like fuck it.
I'm like, what is going on?
What was going on with this girl that right
I
here?
want Dave to talk about. Give us an update on Face Tag Girl.
Face tag girl.
Oh, face that girl. Oh yeah. Oh, so she's the one. Her and her brother were beating up a teen at Wickline Park, I think it was.
Like about a year. Have you seen like there was a video of a dude by the water park getting like jumped by a whole bunch of kids?
Yeah, and then some lady, I don't really call her like, she's like I think like our age, maybe like you guys' age. But she like jumped in and tried to save this kid, and then the face tat girl like ran her over. And
she killed her?
Leg. No, she ain't died, but she got fucked up pretty bad.
Damn.
And she was like 15 at the time.
Face tag girl?
Yeah.
No, she was like one was 18. One
She's
was 21.
17 now. It just said face tag girl.
17. Damn. Face tag girl is from Palm Coast? And whoa.
Yeah, face tag girl.
We're not gonna say her
that's
real
what we were
name.
calling her. But yeah, and then
she pleaded out. It said she pleaded out.
Pleads out.
Oh, okay. Like pleads out. Like I'm sorry, or like
no,
pleads.
Like,
Okay,
like,
all right, yeah.
She didn't like 10,
But
I
no,
think.
she pled. She pled. She didn't plead guilty or not guilty. She pled no contest.
That's guilty.
That's
Like
guilty.
guilty.
Yeah, that's what they tell you to do. Hey, plead no. Just say no contest. No contest.
But-
Yeah, but she didn't plead guilty.
Man, no contest.
I know that. Oh, okay. I know that girl. Okay.
pleaded-
Oh shit, I know that girl.
Face
Pleaded
that girl?
no contest.
No, I don't know face that girl, but I know the other girl's name
the one-
who got ran over.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was who got ran over.
Yeah, it says she marked her 30th birthday just recently, so ran over her foot twice.
Damn, how you get your foot ran over twice? I guess it's broken. You can't move, and then you get backed up.
And then,
And you can't get away.
and then face that girl got arrested. Remember, she was bucking in the courtroom at her first appearance too.
So she got contempt or some shit.
Yeah. Also, and then,
Damn, face that girl.
They say that face that girl had done her math. Though
Oh, that she had.
Though her criminal score sheet points equate to a minimum of just over 9 years in prison.
Damn.
When Circuit Judge Terrence Perkins asked her if she knew how many years in prison she could potentially serve when all her charges are added up, face that girl immediately replied 67.
Yeah, she did do her math. She did do her
67,
math.
motherfucker.
but
Yeah.
they don't have to go by points though, do they? I mean, judge got discretion.
No, yeah, it is
and
it's up to the judge's discretion.
That's a good way to get that judge to give you the max talking shit like
I wonder,
that.
Yeah.
you know,
I did the
I
math,
wonder
motherfucker.
why.
You know, they giving me 19 months.
I wonder why they fucking like how those judges come to those decisions. Maybe I'll learn about it more when I get into like the law sector. But you know, like I've seen documentaries or shit where they talk about like, oh, I knew I was gonna get this judge or that judge, so I played it off like this or like that. It's like, motherfucker, like then is the law really the law? You know, it's like if she could get 67, why she get 9? And I'm not advocating for the girl to get 67 or 9. I'm just saying like it's strange that then one person decides based on your actions. Like, yeah, but your actions say it's up to this. Well, then like, but that's all up for interpretation.
Yeah.
That's why law is fun, you know,
and it's
because you can
crazy
fucking
how,
finesse it, you know?
Yeah. It's crazy how like you can
The-
get a lawyer and it's either like you be like, damn, please let me get this lawyer, or you get a stickler who's gonna give you like 50.
Yep.
Well, I think
50
it comes down to how much is it going to cost them to prosecute you?
Yep.
Is it worth that? And are they willing to give you this amount of time? If you just do, even if you have a lawyer like is going to negotiate up front without even like actually going to trial, if they're like, man, we got a good odds that we're probably going to lose this, let's just cut them to 5
Yeah.
or whatever. But if you don't have that private lawyer,
That's a good point too. Like more of like the record on the prosecutor. They're like, we don't want to lose this case, so just let them run
that's
5
another
or
thing,
some
too.
shit.
That's
That's
another
fucked.
thing too, because
That's so fucked.
let's say like, first of what is it like 97 or 96% of all cases get pled out anyway.
Yep.
So the margin of me and you are competing for like the next promotion of state attorney or whatever it is.
Yep.
I got a 97.1. You got a 98.2.
Yep.
Like you're getting that promotion.
Yep.
So I'm only gonna like really prosecute cases that I know I'm gonna win.
Yep.
I'm not trying to mess my record up. So that's the factor.
That's
too.
like the premise of that movie, like Law Abiding Citizen.
I think so.
Have you seen that with
where they just let the guy go because it would have fucked up their
Yeah, like he exactly like because he was trying to go. Who the fuck was it? Jamie Foxx is trying to go for the promotion or whatever, and then Gerald Butler is the dude whose family, you know, his wife got fucking killed,
Yeah.
stabbed, and this and that, and and they let him go. So then he like started fucking with him and shit like that because it's exactly what you just said. It's like all about that record, but it's like man, there's fucking politics and everything, man. It's crazy. It's crazy that it's that way. Like, why isn't justice supposed to just be justice? You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's not, like you said, because then it's like you have other things attached to it. Like, I want that promotion. I want to be the assistant state attorney. I want to do this. I want to do that.
Yeah.
You know? It's like Power. I don't know if you guys have ever read 48 Laws of Power. If you haven't, it's a great book. But, it always talks about that, like how people are scheming for power in one way or another, even if they don't seem like it.
Yeah.
That's
deep.
So, it's wild.
That's definitely deep. Well, Ben, we really appreciate
Absolutely,
you coming through, man.
Thank you guys,
Definitely.
man.
It's a good chat.
You know
This
what?
shit is awesome.
Since you are a sports guy, before you leave, and I'm gonna make this a clip.
Okay.
We're gonna keep it. So, What's your favorite NFL team?
Dude,
The Jags?
ball. Absolutely,
Oh,
man. Born and
all right,
bred,
so,
raised, man.
Who's winning the Super Bowl this year?
I mean, gun to my head. Who's winning the Super Bowl? Chiefs. I mean, probably the Chiefs.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, what have they lost other than Chris Jones having an issue? But other than that, I think I have a lot of pessimism when it comes to the Jaguars because it's like, okay, we had that good year in 2017 and we re-signed Blake Bortles, shouldn't have. And then 2018, we shit the bed. And that's typically what it's been like for the Jaguars. So like, yeah, we got some weapons, we got Calvin Ridley, we got all these boys, and it's like, okay, but we did nothing to the defense and they just assume we're going to be good. So everyone's like 13 wins, 12 wins. I would be happy. Like, I would be surprised if we got more than 9 wins.
Wow.
So I don't think the Jaguars are going to go as far. And not that I don't want them to. So I know you're a Dolphins fan, right?
Yeah.
So who you got winning the Super Bowl? Chiefs?
I'm gonna be honest.
Gun to your head?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I think like the Ravens have the easiest path if everybody stays healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're gonna go to the playoffs and they have weapons. You know what I mean?
For sure.
They just need a defense.
Well, that division is tough, though.
It is.
That's not an easy division
Joe
to win.
Burrow and them. But I think they're trying to do something with Lamar Jackson. I think it's all scripted. You know what I mean? I'm one of those people.
Oh, you think that like the NFL is scripted?
Yeah, I think they want Lamar
see,
to go. We gave him the money. Now let's get the back end off.
Did you see what the NFL put or what the Jaguars put like for their schedule reveal? They had it like, you should watch it. It's on Twitter. And when they did their schedule reveal, they made it like it was scripted. So they had like these actors come in and write the script, and they were talking about how it all went down last year. Like, hey, we're down 28-0 to the Chargers, but check this out. Then we'll come back, we'll do this and this and that. You should watch it, man. Like it would be right up your alley for stuff that you like. But yeah, I think the Chiefs will probably win the Super Bowl more than if I had to put my money on it. But yeah, I would like to see someone else go. I don't have any ill will against the Chiefs, as long as it's not the Patriots.
They're just Andy Reid's a great coach, and they got
Absolutely.
a great team. They keep getting ballers. Like, how did anybody let a running back like that go to that team?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They'd be like, what the hell's going on?
Well, it's just like, I mean, you played football at a collegiate level. I never played it past a high school level, but I study football. I like to watch, football YouTube channels and stuff like that. Neither here nor there. But it's like, dude, like, how the fuck can you just not stop Travis Kelce, dog? Like, we literally let that man have like 10 catches for fucking 120. It's like, bro, and he just opened in every soft spot in the zone. Like, bro, have a zone, but man on him, bro.
Yeah.
And I said, I would have Andre Sisco up on his shit. I don't care where he's lined up. As soon as they hike that ball, fucking pop every single time. I'm knocking off your timing. If you can get past me and past the zone, the 3 rec behind me, whatever, the cloud flat, doesn't matter. But you are getting popped every single fucking time.
And he's on the line, so he can't get popped.
Motherfucker. Exactly, dude.
Nah, for real,
Put
bro.
a big body on his ass.
But the thing is, last year in the draft,
Fuck, man.
my first pick was Travis Kelce, and people were like, John, why? And I was like,
he went off, bro.
I was like, bro, because they just literally don't cover him.
Bro, he's a top 5, top 7 like fantasy pick all day long, bro.
And bro, this is the better right here for all the betters.
For all the betters.
Every single week, Travis Kelce any time touchdown.
Take the over. Yeah, take the over on the touchdowns.
He's getting a touchdown.
Yeah, no doubt. Well,
He's getting a touchdown, bro. Remember I was saying I was won so much money last year, bro. I'm like.
Anytime touchdown.
I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, if he needs it, he's throwing it to Travis Kelce.
They need to legalize, and I'll end on this. I know you guys got stuff to do too, but they need to legalize like sports betting in Florida. Like Florida's like that state. It's like everything's so free. It's like we still got to conceal carry. I know we got constitutional carry.
Yeah.
Can't open carry. Like you be up in Georgia, motherfuckers just with that thing on them. And so you have constitutional carry. I wish it was open, but it's like, dude, sports gambling. Like, come on. Like when I was in Phoenix, it's like I'm walking downtown Phoenix and they have this beautiful FanDuel fucking like bar. Walked in, they had an MGM sports bar. It was sick. And I walk in and I just got back from Canada not that long ago.
Nice.
But in Canada, you do it at the gas station. It's an app. And you know how like you have the Florida lottery? You would download the app, you make your picks, you go in there, you scan it, and it prints it out. And all the odds are live, like so they update. You scan it, prints out your ticket, you're good to go.
They're making a lot of money off that.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and when you buy a scratch-off ticket in Canada, it's funny. They call it pick your luck. So they don't rip that bitch off the roll. They have to take them all and they put them in these trays and they pull the tray up and they take the cover off and you pick whatever scratch-off ticket you want. That way they can't say, oh, well, he ripped this one or ripped that one. You pick whichever one you want.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. But anyways, but I appreciate you guys having me on, man. Real
Definitely,
shit. Thank you
man.
for spending some time, man.
You want to shout out some stuff that like where they can find you or if they want to reach you on some insured stuff?
Yeah, sure. You guys can, you can hit me up on Facebook, Ben Brown. You can follow me on Instagram at it's Ben Brown 386. and it's ITS Ben Brown 386, not it's Ben Brown. Everyone will just put Ben Brown. If you ever want to listen to any of my music, Ben Brown on Spotify as well. I've been lazy with that. We'll try to put some more out here
We were
and there.
supposed to
But
talk about the music.
that's okay.
No, real quick, I gotta hear. That was a fire song you dropped, bro.
Which
you
one?
got a lot of love from it. It was like a painful song.
Well, I have. It might have been
it
late
was
night.
like your most recent one, kind of.
Probably late night.
I think so.
Like You're Alone with Me late night.
Yeah.
You lay in my bed. Yeah. Oh, I posted out like an Instagram reel of it, right? And
Yeah.
I'm in the green shirt.
Yeah.
That's late night. Yeah.
What kind of like? I feel like you had to get like 5,000 views on that or something.
It got a lot. I mean, I make money
got like
off.
100 shares.
Listen, I mean, I make a little bit of money off. I make a couple $100 a month. I use DistroKid. That's where I distribute
wow.
all my stuff. But it's cool to see like all the different places that it gets played or the playlist that's gotten added to or whatever. You don't really get much money from it, but you know, yeah, I'll bring in like 150 to 200 a month from it.
That's
you know?
awesome, bro.
Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, it it did okay. It did okay.
awesome.
You know, but I don't. The thing is, like, I'm not consumed with it. I don't really like. I don't make like I know you guys had like Sir Mike on here. Like he's really doing his fucking thing. Like
Yeah.
that dude's always on like, and that's love. Like that he is consistent with the shit.
Yeah.
And it's like if he blows, someone might be like, this motherfucker's it. But it's like he's on that bitch every day.
Every
He's
day.
really putting out tracks. Like I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna make a track today.
Yeah.
But I think he does most of it himself too. I want to try to collab with him. He had mentioned about collabing.
You've been rapping. You were like Ice Cube or
Lil Ice.
Little Ice.
Lil Ice.
Well,
Yeah, Lil Ice way back in the day.
Yeah. He was
Yeah.
spitting. You had some songs.
Yeah, I mean they were trash, but you know, but we were jits, you know.
Yeah. Nah, for a young age, I was like, okay, it's actually like
It's
put
all
together
right.
something.
Yeah,
There's a
exactly.
song about the coast or something. You made a song about the coast.
Way back.
Yeah.
I had a CD that I was giving away on 4th of
Yeah.
July way back in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it was funny. People were like playing that in their cars on the way, stuck in traffic. I was like, damn, ears bleeding and shit. But there's always been good support from the community on that. I'm just I'm just lazy with it because I mean, I'm not gonna make excuses. I don't do it as much as I should, but I do everything on my own too. So it's like, you know, I'll find the beat. I don't make the beat. I'll find the beat, you know, but then it's like, okay, I make the song, I'll lay it down, but then I got to edit the song too. Then I got to go back. And it's like, if I one take it or two take it and I feel good about it, then I'm like, fuck. And then if I wait till the next day and your voice sounds a little bit different, it's like, then it's not the way you want it to sound. And it's like, I know if I had a better production quality, like from my own standpoint, like I just have more knowledge on it, but I'm lazy. Then I'll go on YouTube and they'll be like, all right, we're going to put this on. Click. You hear the difference? Click. Hear the difference? I'm like, I don't hear the difference, you know, like whereas someone that really has that ear for that will, but then on the flip side, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to get someone to professionally mix my shit. $300, $400 per song. It's like, I can't fucking afford that, dude. Like, and do I really want to? Yeah. I'd rather put $400 into advertising it or, you know, whatever. But I do love to make music, but yeah, I'll keep putting it out. Ben Brown on Spotify.
What type of music would you say you make?
That's a good question. I mean, I don't know what would be the right word for it. I think it's like a hybrid of like R&B, like pop ish kind of music, you know? It's not rap for sure. I really haven't rapped in a long time.
Would it be like Justin Bieber ish?
Yeah, so he's definitely like more pop than I am. You know what I mean? So I don't know exactly what genre I would call it. It's like its own unique genre, but a lot of people are on that genre these days,
like
you know.
It's
like
like
Pain.
Rust or something like that kind of.
No, I don't rap as much. I like Russ a lot, by the way.
like,
he does everything on his own too.
Yeah.
That dude's killer.
That was like the first guy to do like
Yeah.
a whole project.
Yeah, and make it platinum.
by himself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I actually hit him up on Twitter. He never hit me back, but it was like when he was first coming up. He only had like 50 or 60,000 followers, and I was like, hey man, I'm mixing all my own stuff right now. Da 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 da. You know, fuck it. Took a shot in the dark. It can't hurt me. But he never responded. But you know, he was doing his thing. He's killing it.
It reminds me of like, did you see that one guy? He was like in the wilderness. He just went on Joe Rogan and he made that song that went crazy.
Yeah, Oliver Anthony.
I believe. He's
Yeah.
like with the beard.
Yeah, the red beard. Yeah, Oliver Anthony.
You heard that song?
Yeah, of course.
He's like, yeah.
Everybody's heard that song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
the type of music I feel like you do.
Yeah, for sure. It's like feels type of music, you know.
It's like
But
real type of
that
music.
guy had a great point. I don't know if you listened to that whole podcast, but
I didn't. I'm about to listen
you
to it.
should, but you definitely should. It's a good podcast. But he was saying in there too, like something that like resonated with me because he's like 31. He's like, you know, I've always been able to play the guitar. I can't play the guitar, but he's like, you know, I've always had like a decent singing voice, or I've always written music, and I've always been kind of inconsistent with it. And he's like, you know, I'd go to a party and someone would be like, oh, you know, you made this song or that song, like, man, don't waste that talent. And he's like, I would almost feel like more shit about it because I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, I am wasting it. And
Yeah.
every time I put out music, people are like, dude, you're so talented. You should do this. You should invest into this. And I'm like, I should. And
But
then
it's
I don't.
that expensive.
But you're in life too, though. At the same time,
Exactly. Exactly. It's like I'm not 18 anymore. You know, I'm not 19 anymore. But then, and then it's like, and then what do I really want to come out of it? Like, sure, who the fuck wouldn't want their song to blow up and get famous and get offered record deals and have all this money? Like, yeah, that would be dope. But then it's like, but that's not really what I'm making it for. And I'm not trying to be like some morally sound person, but it's like, I make music when I'm in the mood. You know, if my girl and I fight or some shit, or we're going through it, or, you know, something's going on with me and my homies or whatever, like I'll write a song just based on the way I feel. You know, I'm not really good at drawing from like real deep past experiences. Like if I have something that is impacting me at that moment, I'll usually start writing music, you know, or just listen to some songs that I like, and then I'll just record it on Snapchat, me just kind of singing it, and then I'll go lay it down, boom. But like the next day or 2 days after, I'm just like not in the mood anymore sometimes, you know, and I'm like, I don't feel, so it's like, am I really a musician? It's like, well, professionally I do make money doing it, but it's not a lot of money, you know, and I also don't have like a deep desire to do it. I'm just lazy sometimes, you know what I mean? I like to do shit like this. I like to sit, I like to talk to people, I like to have conversation, you know, so you guys got the platform, man. You guys are getting there. So I'm glad that I was able to come on, because when this shit, like I said, when this shit hits 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 episodes and y'all boys are smoking, living the life in some badass fucking studio, I'm gonna be like, was it 24 or 25?
24.
Episode 24. My on the Kobe Bryant shit. All right.
That's fire.
All right. On the Kobe shit.
We're going to have like a house still in Flagler Beach, but the sponsors, we're going to get like a mansion.
Okay.
And then do it there, and then have a room there, but also we're going to live there.
I love that. That would be sick. Didn't someone just start a company here in town, like doing like a studio thing where you can come in and like it might have been in Daytona.
a couple of people are
Yeah.
doing it.
Doing it. Yeah, it's like, I
Some
mean,
people
this
are
is
trying to they're recruiting us they want us to come do our podcast there.
there. Why? I mean, this is y'all space, bro. This is, you know, you got the Belterre Parkway posted up. Plus, this is a nice setup, bro. Like these mics, I don't know what kind of mics they are. These are fucking good.
Thanks, bro.
Like this shit sounds great. The headphones sound
they're sure
fantastic.
mics.
Oh, they sure are. Yeah, they're really nice. The
They're the
board
level
is
down
nice.
from what Joe Rogan uses.
Yeah, he uses the SM7B, I think. But yeah, man, it's a nice setup, man. You guys have it going on here for sure. So
Appreciate
I'm glad
it,
I
bro.
coed come.
Thanks, man.
Straight up.
Okay.
I appreciate the
I liked it.
conversation.
Yeah, it was good.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate it, bro.
Absolutely,
Love
man.
you, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate
And,
you.
everybody-
You need like a little outro, like, you know.
Yeah,
how
we
Joe
need
Rogan
little
has.
Dave to get. Well, everybody, we're
Playing
on
a
our way
banjo.
out, definitely. But follow my boy. Shout out Piccolo Place. We love you. Appreciate everybody supporting us. We out. Peace.